Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we, am I? In our game, it's not logical, but you contemplate, are we, am I?
Oh my God, are we doing this again? Are we? I thought we just, didn't we just, I thought the game just ended. Are we back? Anaheim, Vegas, good evening, everybody. I'm so excited to be here with you. Now, I know Steve's been covering he's been covering the Montreal Buffalo series, and that game's about to wrap up. So, obviously, there's a small amount of us here, but we are the few. We are the mighty. Are we not? I'm so excited for tonight because it is an elimination game, and it makes things just that much more fun. I'm kind of waiting for this. There it is. I'm watching the end of this game here. 2 minutes to go. And let's be straight. Montreal taking a stranglehold in this series. I can't normally cheer for Montreal, but as a Canadian, I'm like, I don't hate it. Dobish looked really weak in the first, but man, he's been good ever since. And tonight, the Ducks have got to try to stay alive against the Vegas Golden Knights. We got Game 6. Can the Ducks do it? They are going to be at home. They're going to have the home crowd behind them. Biggs Miller, good evening from Yellowknife. Beautiful. I love that. Linesman says, holy smokes, final minute of regulation in the PWHL final was a wild swing of emotions. You know what? I haven't even seen the highlights from it yet. I've just been underwater. Trying to stay awake. Because honestly, I'm a little tired. And I had to go to my daughter's choir recital. And you're like, wait a second, Adam, you had to go to your daughter's choir recital on Tuesday. And I'm like, yeah, but they have a double bill, you see. They got it twice. And it was actually not a choir recital. It was a full-blown musical featuring all like kids from all grades in the school, and they're a K-8 school. And I was like, damn, this is pretty special. I'm sitting here watching her. And she's like looking for you in the crowd, like, yeah, so it was pretty cool. Lineman said Laura Stacey went out with an injury with 20 seconds left, and Montreal scored, tying the game with 2 seconds left. Damn. Good for the Victoire. We love an all-Canadian championship. And I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna tilt Montreal on that one too, because I think Marie-Philippe Poulin deserves to win one. I do. I am fully in favor of her getting a championship there. I mean, she did put the whole damn game on the map with this league. You know what I'm saying? Why Hart says Adam is so thin today. Is that my voice, you mean? Do I sound, does my voice not sound deep enough to you? Am I not strong and heavy enough for you? Steve Dangle is still live. Montreal, 7.5 seconds to go here. And Hayden, I'm not seeing any puck drops. So I'm just, okay, what do we got? Excuse me? It's a 950 puck drop. Oh, okay. Well, that's like 4 minutes from now. Chat while drink tea says, watching Steve on my iPad and Adam on my phone. Yeah. That's commitment, and we appreciate you and applaud you. That's incredible. I love that. Victoria says, am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club? What? Turtly enough for the Turtle Club? Sure you are. Don't let anyone tell you you're not. I would never tell that you're not turtly enough. Hayden wouldn't either. By the way, Hayden's here, and he's doing the stream tonight. He's doing the chat, and he's doing the production. So thank you, Hayden, for being here. YT says, oh, and Adam, I'm from Calgary, and I remember you on the radio, either Vibe 98.5 or maybe it was Virgin at the time, 2010 to 2012 era. That was me, Adam, Danae, and Fuzzy. And by the way, Danae and Fuzzy are still there, but they're with Tyler, who was the afternoon guy when I was out there. And Tyler is an awesome person, as are Danae and Fuzzy. They're all really great people. So shout them out. Those are wicked people. Number 12 says, I'm opposite. Adam on my iPad, Steve on my phone. Goody News Shoe says, I'm here. Here's to getting Adam a day off on Saturday. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should thank the Vegas, not the Vegas Golden Knights. I should thank the Colorado Avalanche, because I have a day off tomorrow, technically. I mean, tomorrow night. I still have to do this, the stream, or sorry, the podcast tomorrow. Drowsy Dan says, Adam, have you ever been to Pizza Corner in Halifax? Buddy, I lived at Pizza Corner. That is, we used to do our live to airs at the Dome. We used to call them Fahrenheit Friday, and we'd have the DJ with DJ Mike Clark and DJ Frankie Hollywood, who was our morning show guy at the time. And then we would, then you'd leave the club at like 2 a.m. when the live to air was over, and then you go to Pizza Corner, and then somebody would have a car, because getting a cab in Halifax back in the day was such a pain in the ass. Casino Taxi, as much as I still remember that jingle, and everybody from Halifax knows that jingle, Casino Taxi, that they were not great. They were not great. They were not Johnny on the spot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. Dark Zero says, we appreciate all you guys' hard work. Well, listen, you guys are in here hanging with us. So, like, we do this because you guys respond well to it. And how lucky are we to be a little bit tired because we get to watch hockey for a living? I don't think I'd want to do anything else in the whole world. So thank you for letting us do this. It's amazing. Amelia O'Halloran's in with the woohoo and chocolate-covered sushi. Oh, that sounds delicious, with the Gripper Nation emojis. We love this. We love this. Steve called you on the live stream. Was he just doing like a wellness check on you, Hayden? Oh, you sent him a Matthews trade deal. Did people vote for your Matthews trade deal to Minnesota? You're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate this. Hearing some things today that that I don't think the Leafs will be trading him. So, not that any meeting happened or anything. I can't report that. I don't know that, but I have a feeling that there is going to be. I have a feeling he's sticking around. So Hayden, you're going to have to go get Vinny Trocheck because apparently the Leafs are in on him too, according to Darren Dreger. And I know that the Minnesota Wild were after him, but the outrageous demands of the New York Rangers prevented it. Now, here's the problem for the Rangers. Now I don't think he's worth as much because he's got a crazy contract. They want to get rid of it. And it's like they're kind of caught in a situation where they're not going to get what they would have got at the deadline. So I don't know. Wes Richard dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you, Wes. Thank you, Wes, so much. Hang on one sec. I'm just going to try to. Game is on the way here. Oh my God, right into it. Yeah, let's go. And okay, so Hayden, we're gonna have to pause for you at the first faceoff because they just did the faceoff. I forget sometimes that this game is done by TNT or ESPN depending on the night, and they don't show the national anthem, so you and I don't have time to kind of match up. But anyway, puck is in play, and it is potential elimination night for your Anaheim Ducks. Vegas could go back to the Western Conference Final. I think this will be like their 4th appearance in 8 years or 9 years or something. Just a ridiculously successful franchise. Marner out front. Trouba able to intercept that. It's amazing how much better a game is when you don't have to see the national anthem in front of it. I cannot tell you how much happier it makes me. I always feel the national anthem, maybe if you're at the game, it's fine. But I always feel like it just makes bad TV. It's boring. Oh, we got a Marner breakaway. Mitch Marner. Oh, what a move. Oh, my God. Mitch Marner with the goal of the playoffs. That's the most insane move I've ever seen. Holy shit. Wow. How did he do that? Oh, my God. Playoff Marner, everybody. Forget what you heard in Toronto. I guess Mark Stone was right. It was a Toronto thing. Look at this move. Behind the back. Oh, that is filth. That's disgusting. Oh, my God. That is crazy. That's going to be on highlight reels forever, for like 50 years. Wow. Okay, we're going to pause here, Hayden. Okay, so hold on, and I'm going to press pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pressing play again, Hayden, and we are off. Second face off. Hayden needs me he needed me to do that. So anyway. Oh, I just got booted out of the SDPN channel account, so I'm going to have to get back into that at some other point. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, I can't see any of your super chats now. That really sucks. Great. Anyway, I'll figure it out on the other side. So, listen, that was an unbelievable goal. Good for Mitch. I've told you, I'm over it. I'm happy for the guy. Good for him. And Hayden, if I miss any super chats, you're just going to have to send it to me because for some reason YouTube's like, hey, you know what? I know you just started a show and everything's working great. How about if we fucked it up for you? So that's what it's going to be right now. Marner with his 7th goal of the playoffs. Marner got 7 goals in the playoffs. I'm not bitter. Ah! My God. McTavish with a shot. It's blocked. Hayden, can you get Jesse to send me the login information for our YouTube channel, please, on text message? Or if you have it, that'd be great. And then I'm going to try to get back in here. 17:42 to go in the first period, and what a flippin' goal. And the fact that he did it to Dostal, too. Like, that's not a slouch of a goaltender. That's a damn good goalie. Saad, out front. So still no Mark Stone for the Golden Knights. Not sure when he's going to come back. Hurdle with a shot. Oh, just over the bar, and not a good start for your Anaheim Ducks. 2 shots against already in the first 3 minutes. 3 shots, sorry. And it is 1-0 Vegas on the best goal of Mitch Marner's career. You just saw it. That's crazy. Look at this fucking goal. What the hell, man? Where did he learn that? That is outrageous. And where's Jackson Lacombe going? Wow. Sedin Magic 15 says, did Marner score 7 playoff goals total with the Leafs? That's a good question. I actually don't know the answer to that. Do not know. Do not know. Uh-oh, and then I just got logged out of my email too. What's going on over here? What is happening here in this damn studio? Holy moly, I can't look at anything. Oh my God. All right, there it is. Boom. Back in. Rasmus Anderson keeps the puck in. Jack Eichel behind the net. Remember, this is an elimination game, and this is exactly how Vegas wanted to start. Somebody said, Adam, are you being hacked? I'm not being hacked. Joe says, I'm hearing Adam describe the most amazing goal, and I missed it. It won't live up to my expectations. Oh, trust me, Joe. It will live up to your expectations. I have not been hacked. I've just been booted for whatever reason. Google does this from time to time. So I'm going to just have to suck it up, you know? Anyway. I bet somebody said, don't click the ads. It'll mess up your computer. Oh, my God. Adam, is this an elimination game for all of your accounts? I might be. I'm in trouble. Hayden, can you get me that login, sir? Or is it possible? You text Jesse? All right. That's great. Super duper. Marner's back on the ice again. Maybe he'll do it again. I'm going to have to look over here now for your super chats. I apologize, but that's where my screen is. Maybe I can bring you up here. Okay, but that doesn't help me right now. I need it texted to me. So, okay. So, Theodore with the puck. Sorry, we have to do this live. I just got to make sure I can get all your super chats and stuff. And Terry, okay, so you're a Ducks fan, and you're like, I need to show up for my Ducks tonight. How do you keep the energy up after a goal like that? Because it wasn't just like a goal. That was like a devastating dagger of a goal 1 minute in. What do you do? Okay, here we go. Jesse's got it. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to be able to get back in. Glory, hallelujah. Thank you to Jesse Blake. I'm going to be able to get your super chats. Keep sending them through. Thank you, Jesse. Ducks are just getting completely outplayed here, by the way. Like, it's kind of bad. The Golden Knights came out ready and firing, and this, I think, maybe is a little bit the young team element, too. You got to have the ability to meet the moment. And Vegas are a veteran team with a veteran coach. They've all been there. And they are, oh, look at this. Terrible coverage. Oh, what a save by Dostal. Crazy. Sissons with a shot. This is like, that was bad. The Ducks are feeling off tonight. Now, listen, let's be clear. This game ain't over. It's only just begun. But, like, that is not great coverage. Here we go. Oh, and Seneca's stick breaks. Everything's going wrong for the Ducks at the moment. Trouba, shot. Golden Knights, it's Barbashev. Dorofeyev just missed it. And I am back in. I am back in the account, baby. Let's go. I am unhacked. Thank you, Jesse Blake. Thank you for producer Hayden. You guys absolutely slap. You're the best. And we got 1,500 people in here because the Montreal game just ended. How are we feeling, Habs fans? Are we feeling good? All right, what did I miss here? Just Jimmy says that goal was almost as hot as my delicious jambalaya, making us kick rocks for saying he's not a playoff performer. I know we're eating a lot of shit on that take, but it's true. He didn't perform here in the playoffs in Toronto, but he's doing it for Vegas. And you know what? Good for him. Sedin Magic 15 says, did Marner score 7 playoff goals total? I already got that one. I know I got that one. West Richard, Popeyes down the road has a BOGO 8-piece nuggies. As a man with no self-control, I'm jumping all over this. The real question is, what sauces do I get for the little nuggets to enjoy? I feel like sweet and sour. I mean, plum sauce is obviously the go-to. You can do ketchup. Oh, Hayden makes a good one. Honey mustard. You ever mix a little honey mustard and sweet and sour? Like, okay, I was just getting into the plum sauce. You're right, Hayden. So the plum sauce is good. We like the plum sauce. But here's the problem: is the plum sauce I feel like gets a little boring. Maybe a little mustard and plum sauce too. Delish. GR says it's because he doesn't have the pressure of the Toronto media that Mitch Marner can perform. Well, whatever it was, it's working. Girthy Batman says, not gonna lie, that goal was my Lapuni. I don't know what that is, man. Are you a Gen Z? Because I'm 38. You got to remember that. Francois LaBelle. We were talking Leafs head coach on Steve's stream, and I think they should go for Dom Ducharme. I don't think so. But he is coaching this game, Mr. Dom Ducharme. He's quite well dressed as an assistant coach. Yeah, Dom Ducharme is like he went to Vegas very quietly after his Montreal stint and has very quietly had a very, very good run there. Very good run. Doug Leaf fan. Adam, do you still want 34 to wear the C? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think the reason he is giving the Leafs a bit of a headache right now is because he's annoyed that they've left him out of so many decisions. And you know what John Shaika keeps saying? Players as partners. Players as partners. He keeps using that line, and people keep just missing that line. I think he's talking about Matthews, and I think he's saying we need an input from our leaders. I like that. Turkey Baster says, Canes Ducks final. Let's go. All right, well, the Ducks are going to need to play some hockey in this game. They got one shot, very little offensive zone time. 6.5 minutes in, and Vegas are for sure the better team. It's not even close. Did you guys all have fun watching the Montreal Canadiens stomp the Buffalo Sabres at home? Did everybody enjoy that? Are there any Sabres fans right now who are just a little sad and who are feeling like, you know what? We're going to go back into Montreal. We're going to do that to you. Coots says, hey, Adam, I just heard the Leafs are the runner-up to acquire Darnell Nurse. Listen, as long as they remain the runner-up, I'm good. I just need you to continue to be the runner-up. There's another look at that Marner goal. Oh, my God. Sorry, like, okay, as in, like, Hayden just said something weird. Hayden said that he saw somebody compare Darnell Nurse to Jake Chychrun in that they're overpaid and not good. Ottawa moved Chychrun to Washington when they had the dumbest. Well, they didn't have the dumbest. Pierre Dorian did some good things, I have to say. But they moved him because they were going to lose him for nothing. That's why. He didn't want to play there. And they got nothing for him. And that's on the Senators, though. That's their fault. Chychrun was always good. That's crazy that somebody would compare them. I want to say this. I don't think Darnell Nurse is a bad defenseman. I think the problem with Darnell Nurse is he's a $5 million defenseman. He's not a $9.5 million defenseman. That's right. Like, Hayden, if you had Darnell Nurse on your team at $5 million, are you complaining? No, not at $5 million. Exactly. Budnick says, no, I hate the Habs. Truly fans here. Ha ha ha. CS says, hi, Adam. I asked this on the Steve stream. What on ice rule would you change to make the game worse? Mine would be goalies. You have to stay on your feet. Yours. I would bring back the 2-line pass. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember the 2-line pass, but it was literally a pass if it went over 2 lines. So if you were at the blue line and somebody was just slightly over the red line and you passed it to them, that meant it was blown dead. Why did they ever have that rule? It's the worst rule in hockey history, 2-line pass. Brock Faber makes $500,000 less than Nurse for the next 8 years. Oh boy. That is tough stuff. As I said, I will tell you, as long as the Leafs remain runners up on Darnell Nurse, I'll be fine. Or listen, if they want to trade Darnell Nurse and they want to retain, 40, 50%, I'm not going to complain. That guy's been to 2 Stanley Cup finals. He can be effective. Chats while drink tea. Can SDPN hire someone to stream PWHL games? You know what? We'd love to. I think right now it's down to we're a small business and we're doing the best we can. So we want this to be a big national network that like everybody's like, this is great. But we just have to take it a step at a time. Does that make sense? Anime Cowboy. That goal might have justified a jersey purchase. Vegas fans are always hesitant to buy jerseys since Fleury because everybody's a trade target. Yeah, I get that. I think you buy the Marner jersey, though. He did just sign the 8-year deal. Turkey Baster. Darnell Nurse isn't our Lord and Savior, Jacob Slavin. That's the issue. Jacob Slavin is a god. Let's just call it what it is. He's amazing. Freehan says, are we pretending Nurse is a good player now? I think Nurse is a good player. I don't think you're looking at Nurse and going, is he the top 3 guy on a Stanley Cup winning team? No. But he can play in your top 4. He can be your 4th best. He can be a $5 million. That's what $5 million gets you. I don't see why not. Like, what? Chaz says, y'all at SDPN should live stream the Cup Finals. We are. Steve will be doing the Cup Finals in a couple of weeks. I just found out today, by the way, that the Western Conference Final, whether it's Vegas or the Ducks versus the Colorado Avalanche, starts next Wednesday. So no matter what happens in this game, and Anaheim is on the power play, by the way. So we will have a bit of a break, and then we will come back refreshed for the Western Conference Final. I'll be doing the Western Conference Final. Steve will be doing the Eastern Conference Final. Jackson Lacombe with the puck. And this is Anaheim's chance to get back in this game. They have not gotten a lot going on the power play in this series, but nobody has against Vegas's PK. They've been unbelievable. Lacombe at the point, waiting. Seneca to Lacombe. Lacombe shot. That goes off a skating into the corner. McTavish after Anderson, who's got it. Back to the point is McTavish. Excuse me, that wasn't McTavish. That was Seneca to Lacombe to Seneca. Seneca passes it to Jack Eichel. I don't think that's what he meant to do. Just Jimmy says Seth Jones and Darnell Nurse are very similar. $5.6 million. There's no complaints, but not a $9.5 million guy. That's it. That's it right there. I think Darnell's a very effective defenseman, and I don't think he should listen. The Oilers use him like. How many minutes a night does that guy play? Some guy should play 17 or 18 minutes, not 25. Marner. Oh, my God. Marner just set up another goal. Oh, my. Brett Howden this time. Marner's having the first period of his life. He's been crazy, man. Mickelson says, does the Marner games 5 through 7 narrative die tonight? I think it died the other night, but yeah, I think it's over now. Look at this play. This is insane. He just waits, and splits 2D. Nobody gets Howden. What a first period for Marner. This is crazy. How does nobody get Howden? You got Lacombe out there. So who's on Marner and Killorn? You're a vet. You got to pick up Howden there. That's crazy. Here we go. I'm just trying to get through all the super chats here. Seth Jones and Darnell Nurse, very similar. Marner to get 5-7. Jay Beard says, classic Game 6 Marner predictable. Well, listen, it wouldn't be a day that ended in Y where the Leafs are not dunked on. It would not be. Like, if the day ends in Y, the Leafs are getting their can filled. Robar says, Adam has a crush on Lacombe. Not incorrect. I think he's awesome. And the Ducks are still on the power play. They have not had a single shot. And they just look off. Like Carlson, this is not the Ducks team that won games in this series. They look bad. They look nervous, discombobulated. Rasmus Anderson tried to clear that puck. It went off the butt of Keegan Colasar, so it's going to stay in, but the penalty is over. Terry with a shot. Oh, and there was a rebound there for Leo Carlson, not able to put it home. Ducks need to get a goal. Need to get a goal to get back in this thing. Wow. I cannot believe what we are witnessing tonight. What a pass. What a goal. Chat says, I will pay more for VIP for PWHL streams in return. Well, I appreciate you. You don't have to do that. We will business takes time. Let us develop. Let us grow. We will get there. I promise. Conto says, do we think Ben Afquack is getting itchy feet? I think Ben Afquack is getting ready to go on summer vacation the way the Ducks are playing tonight. This is bad. Lindy says, hey, Wild fan here. Oh, Hayden's a Wild fan. 4 a.m. in South Africa. I just want to say big up to the comment section. You guys are awesome. So many fun chats over the second round. Hell yeah. The chats here have been the best. 10 minutes to go in the first period. Ducks have 2 shots, have allowed 2 goals, and they've both been created by Marner. One of them a breakaway, one of them a shorty, and the breakaway was Mitch, and it's the most disgusting, unbelievable goal you've ever seen in your life. Not even kidding. I don't think I've seen a better breakaway goal. Never, I don't think, in my life. It's top 1 out of 10 for me. I cannot believe, I still can't, I have to keep talking about it. I need to get it out of my system. Hayden says, is he the Conn Smythe leader right now? It could be Marner, could be Freddie Anderson. Who's to know? One of the two. Yeah, who knows? Maybe Kadri gets in there and scores. Who knows? Christopher Boyd. Game 6, Mitch. Dan Patrick says, so Mitch was the problem, right? I don't think, I don't know. Hayden is so bored of this. Hayden is a Wild fan and he's so bored of this. It's enough. It is enough. I get the dunking though. Do I think Marner not producing in games 5, 6, and 7 was a problem with the Leafs? Yes. Is it a problem with Vegas? No. Is there anything else to say? Anyway. Somebody just said McKinnon might be there too. I don't know if McKinnon's played enough games to warrant a Conn Smythe. Although that goal last night, I'm not saying that he couldn't win the Conn Smythe in the future, but I'm just saying so far to be nominated for it, he's only played 9 games, and everybody else is like, well, we're at like 12, 15. That goal last night, I was at dinner or lunch with some people today, and Jesse and Steve were there, and we were there with some clients, and our client looks at us and says, that Nathan McKinnon goal last night. And we're like, yeah. And he said, I'm going to think about the Olympics forever. And I was like, why did you have to bring that up? So painful, man. So painful. Yeah. And the thing is, and Hayden said he saw the side-by-side. He's literally in the same spot. And the one where the goalie's in position, he scores. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Sedin Magic 15 says the Ducks are playing not to lose rather than to win. You know what the Ducks are doing? They're playing like the Leafs. Dan Patrick says Marner, Anderson, Conn Smythes. That would be, honestly, it would be the funniest Stanley Cup final since Phil Kessel and the hot dogs. Wouldn't it? It'd be great. Canadian Big Mac says Marner is a graduate of the Leaf system. Every superstar the Leafs trade or lose ends up killing it on their new team. That's right. And we taught them what they know. Don't you forget it. This isn't Cope. Don't tell the papers I was mad. Is there a former Leaf on the Habs or the Sabres? Luke Schen's on the Sabres. So maybe Luke Schenn, Conn Smythe. Is there any former Leafs on the Habs? I don't think so. Hi, Xavier says, what do we need to see for a goalie pull or a timeout? Well, Vegas is on the power play, so not a good idea to pull the goalie right now. But I think what you need to see is probably an intermission. If I'm Joel Quenneville, I don't do anything till intermission, and I try to reset the team. I don't know how he's going to do it, but you got to reset the team. Oh, Sammy Blais. Tyson Barnett said Sammy Blais is a former Leaf, but Sammy Blais was playing with Laval. He's not up with the big club. And I know that because he was on the ice when the Leafs conquered Laval. Ha! Sorry, the Marlies did that. We might not be able to get you in the NHL, but we got you in the AHL. So suck on that, Montreal. Ha ha ha. We took on your AHL team and came out victorious. So, we have the bragging rights now. Marner, cross the ice. Hurdle. Back to Theodore. Vegas with 90 seconds to go on this power play. Just getting set up. Watch. It's going to be Marner again. He's going to get another hat trick. Here it comes. Eichel to Marner. Oh, Marner gets it interrupted by Trouba. And the puck goes out past the blue line. Joe says, Adam, does Mitch's change of scenery have an influence on Austin's big decisions coming up? No, I don't think it does. I think they're two completely different scenarios. Oh, out front. Oh, my God, Dostal. Oh, Michukov just cleared it with his hand. It was going to go baseball and in. Oh, my God. The Knights are just killing it right now. Listen, nobody wants to hear this, but let's say the Knights win this game. I think they're going to give Colorado some trouble. I'm not saying Colorado doesn't win that series, but the Knights have looked really, really good, and they're looking better and better as the playoffs go on, because here's two things that they've cleared up since the first round when they were a bit shaky against Utah for a couple of games. Number one, the coaching seems to be sinking in. Number two, William Karlsson is back. Number three, Carter Hart looks like the Carter Hart we used to know. And I'm feeling like that's dangerous, man. If Mark Stone gets back in this lineup, I mean, didn't Colorado struggle on the power play? This is a good PK team, this Vegas team. Just saying. Cal 99er says, right now, the Marlies are up on the Cleveland Monsters 5-2. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, they are. Hell yeah, they are. 6:42 to go in the first. Wouldn't it be amazing to see Vegas, Carolina Stanley Cup Final 2? Just two defensive teams going, no, I don't want to score. You try. No, you. Miniature Morpheus says, Colorado's healthy and waiting. Well, I'd like to know where Sam Malinsky was then, because he was injured last night and not playing. So if he is all that healthy, he better be healthy by the next game. They're going to need him. Hayden says, what is the NHL's ratings nightmare Stanley Cup Final? Like, of all 32 teams? It'd be like Winnipeg and Columbus, probably, yeah. But ratings nightmare of the teams left? I actually think that's maybe Anaheim, Carolina for ratings, but like, yeah, I think you might be right. But like Buffalo is a ratings boon. Montreal is a ratings boon. Vegas has huge numbers. If the Ducks have sustained success again, their TV numbers will pick back up. People in Los Angeles and like the LA County area, obviously with Orange County, that sort of thing, they do like hockey very much. The Avs do really well on local TV. The Avs are a big winner. I think it's Pittsburgh. Last time I checked, it was like Pittsburgh and Buffalo are two of the best. Boston, New York City. But there's the great thing about the sport is it's on the rise big time in the States. So there's a lot of eyeballs on it. Sports Talk Chud, last two big Leafs run out of town were Larry Murphy and Phil Kessel, and they both immediately won back-to-back Stanley Cups. Yeah. Hell, it sucks, doesn't it? Maybe with Matt Sundin in there, we can finally stop being a laughing stock, because I know that's what he's aiming to do. The True King 001, as a Canucks fan, does this make sense for both teams? Vancouver receives the first overall. No. Oh, sorry. Was there a rest of that? Toronto will receive the first and 33rd pick. New Nucks office looks good. No, you got to take the first overall pick. You do. The Leafs need talent. And they need to win now. So you got to get that in the door. But I like your creativity. I would say go, if you really wanted to offer that deal, offer it to San Jose. They'd probably take it. Why not? Debug text says, if Vegas got Keefe instead of Torts, they would be cup favorites right now. I think Torts is doing a good job. Like, I'm not a big Torts guy normally in terms of his play, like the way his teams play, but he seems to suit this team really well. Like, this is a good match. Girthy Bettman, Vegas have the same amount of shorthanded goals as the Ducks have power play goals in this series. That doesn't surprise me. Their penalty kill is crazy. And like, again, Mark Stone hasn't played for a game and a half. And in a series, that's a big deal. Mark Stone and Mitch Marner on the same penalty killing unit, that's insane. And then they're like, "Oh, Mark Stone's out," and nobody sweats it. This is the problem for the Leafs. Mitch really wasn't the problem. Mitch was part of the problem, but the problem was they had no depth beyond the core four, and everybody said it. And everybody was like, "Hey," and everybody was like, "No, you don't know. You don't know. You're not as smart as Dubas is." And I was like, "Yeah, I get that I'm not as smart as him, but there is no depth." And when Vegas loses Mark Stone, somebody else steps in. When Vegas loses William Karlsson, yeah, they have a bit of a wobbly regular season, but they make the playoffs. Is it a weaker division? Sure. But you can only play the division opponents that you have. And they got in. And look at them now. And Vegas are cold as ice. Like, there was a Vegas fan earlier in the chat who said, I think I might buy a Mitch Marner jersey, but we're all afraid to buy jerseys here in Vegas because everybody can get traded. Isn't that a good thing? Isn't it? Like, imagine having an owner like Bill Foley who's like, I don't care. Get me the cup. That's supposedly what Ed Rogers here in Toronto's like. It might not always seem that way, but apparently that's a big priority for him is winning. Specifically, you see it with the Blue Jays. I'm hoping we see it with the Leafs and Raptors too. Rainmaker says Chuck Knobloch or Chris Knobloch, not Chuck Knobloch. Chris Knobloch to the Leafs? No, I don't think so. Freege did say the Leafs will reach out to Cassidy at some point, but I have heard younger, not a retread. That was what I was told today. Younger coach, not a retread was my and that was, I believe that was echoed by someone on the radio today too. So it does, Hayden. Yes. Hayden reminded me that Chris Knobloch's extension kicks in September of this year. 3 more years. That's okay, though. They're like, what? Like, honestly, people are like, oh, that's so crazy. It's so expensive. I'm like, the guy who owns the team is a billionaire with a B. What's $3 million to him? Dan Patrick says, first to Van, return third, Rossi, Besser, Willander, and Minnesota's draft pick. You mean for like the Leafs? I mean, the Leafs, first off, I don't think Vancouver does that, but secondly, I don't know that the Leafs do it either. It seems like it doesn't solve any of the Leafs' problems. If you were going to say, oh, hey, the Leafs are going to package the first overall pick, and they're going to get the third overall pick, and they're going to get, this is not a trade rumor. Do not quote me on this. They're going to get Philip Hronek, guy who can run their power play, sign long-term. Then it's like, okay, well, Philip Hronek and what? And like, that's kind of what we're talking about here. Vancouver fans won't like to hear that. They'll be like, what do you mean Philip Hronek and what? And Philip Hronek is staying in Vancouver and loves Vancouver. But the Leafs need defense, guys. They need puck-moving defense. So just getting a bunch of more forwards, it would be like, we need to figure out. Shaka said in the press conference, we're building from the defense out, which means they need defensemen and they need them bad. Girthy Batman says, I bought a Marner jersey as soon as he landed in Vegas. I'm 0-2 wearing it, so I'm just going to let it chill in my closet for a while. You could sage it. And Killorn is going to the box, and he is pissed. This penalty sums up the Ducks. Look at him. Look how mad he is. He's pissed because he knows this game is already slipping away. Yeah, Killorn should get a penalty for that. That's a hook. All day, that's a hook. Dan Patrick says, Willander is a D-man. I know, but like it's, yeah. Anyway, long story short, I know Willander's a D-man, but I'm talking about like stud D-man. I'm talking about number one guy. That's what they need. And nothing against Willander. Maybe he turns into that. I don't know. But who's running their number one power play? Is it Willander? No, it's Hronek. That's where you're starting with your best defenseman, is my point. Theodore at the point. Theodore shot and he scores. Oh my God. It's 3-0. We are either seeing the erasure of the Ducks at home, or we will later in this game see the craziest comeback you've ever seen. I would not be surprised now. Whoever asked about Dostal being pulled, maybe now is the time to do it. The Ducks came out flat as hell. Hayden said we did see a 3-0 comeback after the first period last night. We did. We did, and I'm sorry. We're trying not to bring that up for Hayden, but we did see that last night. Wow. Vegas, and look at that. Marner's the guy in front of the net. Look at him. Look at him screening the goalie. Crazy, man. This is just, oh, man. Travis said, if Riley is still playing similar minutes next season, I won't be watching the Leafs. Well, he'll probably be playing similar minutes, but not for the Leafs. I think he's getting traded. I think it's time. Hayden thinks he should play like right wing. I don't think Hayden's wrong. I can't. By the way, just is it really 3-0? This is how the Ducks are going to go out. This is the perform. This is it. Like at home, there's no way. They better come out flying like literally in the second period. There's no way that this is going to happen. Really? Wow. Matt says, is it normal for Dostal? Game, 9 shots, 3 goals. Yeah, well, he's been bad, but so is his team. Look at this. The defense coverage on him tonight has been awful. Yeah, like, listen, okay, yeah, let's go through the 3 goals, Hayden says. So first goal, Mitch Marner with the deke of his life. The greatest goal he'll probably ever score, we saw this period, right? Like, that's an incredible, almost unrepeatable goal. If he ever does repeat it, though, holy shit. Like, it's amazing. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is a shorthanded goal where Jackson Lacombe doesn't gap up on Marner, and Alex Killorn just leaves Brett Howden, and all Marner has to do, because he's an all-world passer, is split the D with the pass, and Howden has a wide-open net. And then the third one is complete screen, Marner standing up, blocking everything Dostal, and there's a shot from the point. Right? And it was on the penalty kill. I don't know. I don't put this on Dostal, to be honest with you. None of those goals are like bad goalie goals. Oh, man, mixing a save. Like, I didn't see that. That's just me, though. Sedin Magic 15. There are at least 2 puck-moving D-men at the top of the draft. Sometimes you pick based on need. Not the best player available, though. Not just me saying it. Frank Saravalli's and many others on the radio are saying it, too. You know, I do find it funny that Gavin McKenna was the number 1 consensus pick. Basically, Christian Veerhoff for a second, Stenberg for a second, but it's McKenna. Leafs get first overall pick. Yeah, no, they shouldn't pick him. They shouldn't pick him. And then if the Leafs don't pick him, it'll be the next day. The first thing they'll write is, what a mistake the Leafs made by not picking McKenna. Huge risk. What were they thinking? This is not a great start. Trust me, man. Trust me when I say this. Dan Patrick, quack, quack, bang, we're done. Yeah, I'm sorry. And they are booing the Ducks at the Honda Center. And you know what? Rightfully so. Oh, yeah. Hayden says, and you know what happens if the Leafs pick McKenna? It'll be like, oh, man, they really missed the opportunity. And you know what will happen, too? Stenberg will come in, and he's going to be great. He's going to be great instantly. He's played against men for the last year in the SHL. He tore it up. He's ready. Like, the guy's ready. He's going to come in. He's going to win the Calder. And then everybody's going to go, oh, Leafs stupid, dumb team, just like everybody did with Slafkovsky. And of the top 5 picks in that draft, which I believe were Slafkovsky, Nemec, who went third, and then Wright went fourth. Slafkovsky's still the best player. Still the best player. People gave Montreal shit for years, and Slafkovsky turned into Slafkovsky. Oh, Cooley was in there. Ooh, Cooley's pretty good. And who was the one? The fifth one? Gauthier? Who'd you say? Hayden? Cutter Gauthier. And 6 was David Juracek, noted Alan Walsh Klein. You know what I would have done? If it were me, I'd pick Cutter Gauthier. That guy's got 40 goals. Minchikov was 10. Wow. Dan Patrick says pick and trade. I don't know. Anyway, listen. All I'm saying, yeah, so I guess if you were to redraft that 2022 draft, do you take Gauthier over Slavkovsky, remembering that Gauthier has a 40-goal season? You might. Ashkova says Hudson was also in the draft. Yeah, I mean, Lane Hudson's the best player in the draft, but I'm just talking about top 5. Sometimes you find gems in the second round, right? PK Subban was a second-round pick. Lane Hudson, yeah, that's what I was saying. Frank Nazar, but Frank Nazar hasn't really broken. I mean, he had a good first month, and then he kind of got injured and fell off. So there's 4 guys with 100 points in that draft: Cutter Gauthier, Lane Hudson, Cooley, Slavkovsky. Who would you pick first? There is an argument that Cutter Gauthier is the best one, and I would probably go with him just because pure goal scorers are hard to find. You'd go with Cooley, Hayden? Cooley's awesome. But, yeah. Silent Rob says, I'm taking Simon Nemec. All right. TJ says, Jesse pop it into troll or just promote? He wants you to hit the like button. He said, there's 1.4 thousand people here. There should be 1.4 thousand likes. You know what? How can you disagree with that? How come, you know what? What's preventing you from liking? All you got to do is go, right? Look, here's my mouse. Is it hard? And you know what it does? It really helps us, right? Pretzel Hunt says, well, math for one. Marner's goal was just really good. Yes, it was. Jacoby says, I have that mouse. Jesse got us these mice, and knowing Jesse, he probably did a lot of research. I just show up and go, how do I use this? What does Cutter Gauthier say to John Tortorella in the handshake line tonight? Ooh, very good question, Joe. Very good question. Okay. TNT needs a camera on that. They do. You're right, Hayden. Okay, so one last thing. Cody Tkachuk, when winning Game 5 tied 2-2 in the series, Vegas is 5-0 winning the series and have closed out Game 6 each time. Well, that's great. That's great. Okay, Jesse's mad. He's like, it's the first and we're talking handshake lines. Hell yeah, we are, Jesse, because we like the drama. I want the Real Housewives shit. That's what this is. All right, now, we're going to get to a clip of Nailing the Apex. For those of you that are not aware of the show, Tim Harani and I, Tim, former driver, me, just a fan, do a Formula One show. And we do it every single week. And we've got the Canadian Grand Prix coming up next weekend. But this clip is about Max Verstappen. And what if he decides to just leave? Imagine Connor McDavid was like, you know what? Hockey's stupid. I'm leaving. That's what Formula One's facing right now with this new regulation that they have. Max Verstappen is their Connor McDavid. But imagine Connor McDavid's popularity times about 100 billion. That's how big Max Verstappen is around the world. He's like, Hayden's like, it's the equivalent to like the top 15 NHL players right now retiring. He might just leave. So what does his team do without him? Let's play the clip and I'll see you at the beginning of the second intermission. Let's talk a little bit, Tim, about Red Bull and talk about Oscar Piastri, because this week there was a report, and there have been these reports before. We know that, I think Christian Horner even said on Drive to Survive when he was still team principal of Red Bull, that he thinks that Oscar's the better driver than Lando. And, this week I'm looking at Zach Brown's Instagram. He's got a picture up of him hanging out with Lando Norris at dinner. And obviously we know they golf together. I don't know if Zach and Oscar hang out so much socially as Lando and Zach do. But this would be in the vein of, if Max leaves, this is the guy we want. And I'm curious about how much of this is really real. Like I guess part of me, when I see a report like that, I go, yeah, but who wouldn't be interested in Oscar Piastri?
Oh, I mean,
like, who's not going to want him?
You're 100% right. I mean, anybody's going to want Oscar Piastri. He is a future world champion. I've said it before on here. I'll say it again. That guy's brilliant. And so is Lando Norris. Lando's brilliant too. He is a Formula One champion. He might, Adam, he might be a 2-time F1 champion at the end of this season. Like, you can't count him out.
Nope.
Even talking to him, I can see it in his eyes. He just looks different. He just sounds different. He talks to me differently. He's super assured, confident. I like what I see from Lando, and honestly, I really do think he could win another title, and I think he could win it this season. As for Oscar Piastri in Red Bull, that's a slam dunk no-brainer. You bring him in to be your number one guy, right? And that's what Oscar, that's what he needs. It can't stay this way forever at McLaren. No, it can't. And it's not that the two of them don't get along, right? It's that the team has to decide from 1 and 1A.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you do that. That's where the second driver always comes into play. It's always been when you have two drivers who are very strong like that. You do need to have a second driver. That's just the way it is, because your first driver is just so good. But McLaren's got two of them. Yeah. And I think the way they look at it sometimes is, okay, well, whoever has the biggest lead in the championship, we got to back them. And that's all there is to it. We have our papaya rules. We're going to stick to them. We're not going to change that, which is fine. I mean, it worked out for them last season. I think it'd be smart of Oscar to definitely go to a team where they really want him, as well as McLaren really wants him. But go to a team where he's really wanted, really valued as well. I'm not saying that he's not really wanted or really valued at McLaren. Okay, let's just make that 100% clear. Yep. But Red Bull, really want him. They want him on their team. And if Max is going to go, if he's going to, who knows if he's going to go sign with Mercedes, or is he going to take a sabbatical? Whatever it is, Oscar's your guy. That's who you want to replace him with. There's no one else really, Adam. I mean, Charles Leclerc's not, I don't think, leaving Ferrari anytime soon. Lewis Hamilton's not going anywhere either. I don't think he would ever go to Red Bull anyways.
And if you look at people in the same age demographic, your Oliver Biermans and your Gabriel Bortolettos, they're just not ready. They're not proven on that level yet. And you're talking about leading a team, not being on it, leading it.
Exactly. And Oscar's already led the championship, even though he did lose it, but he did lead it. Yeah. He does know how to win. We've already seen that. He does know how to win championships. We've seen him win championships in junior categories. So I think for Red Bull, that would be the smartest play. I would throw a crap load of money at him to bring him over to my team.
So here's what I would say to that. First off, from McLaren's perspective, you have to think that they know that this is an eventual possibility and that they have a backup plan. The one thing I like about Zach Brown is he's always got a backup plan to a backup plan. This is a guy that signed Daniel Ricciardo and then punted him like a year and a half later. For a guy like Oscar Piastri. And I have to feel, I just feel like, and I have no sourcing on this or whatever, but the guy that they developed and let go was Gabriel Bortoleto. And wouldn't you just go, hey, Gabe, why don't you come play for a championship team now? And then you could see if you're the guy that can push Lando out of the top seat. And I think Gabriel Bortoleto might jump at that. Now, depending upon where his team is at that point too, right? Like, you never know. But there's a big difference between where Gabriel Bortoleto is in terms of cars right now and the Papayas. And I wonder for Oscar, and this is the thing that he's got to be careful with. He's on a world championship caliber team now. Mm-hmm. And over the course of this podcast, Tim, we went from McLaren not having won since Lewis Hamilton. And I don't think they'd won a team championship since, I don't know, the Mika Hakkinen days. Oof. It had been a long, long time, right? Like late 90s, early 2000s, maybe, because Schumacher went on that run. It had been a long, long time. And so, you're
You're now back-to-back constructors champions.
Right? And it's not that Red Bull aren't a championship team. However, they haven't been a championship team for the team being the operative word, for a couple of years. They've had some up and down struggles with the car itself that Max, being Max, has been able to work around, work through, be a part of, and try to improve. And also the car is very slanted in Max's favor. What I worry about with him is the championship DNA still at Red Bull? Because the other thing we talk about too, Tim, is these teams that come together, they become champions. And you saw McLaren on the way up make a pile of mistakes before they finally won it, right? Tons and tons of errors. And so many of the guys that were there for that latest Red Bull run are gone. Mm-hmm. Christian, Jonathan Wheatley, who else we got? Adrian Newey. Like
Rob Marshall.
Now at McLaren. You know, those are big names within the paddock, even if you as a fan haven't heard them. So what I worry about with Oscar is, if you do leave, do you end up in a situation like Daniel Ricciardo, where I don't think Daniel made the right choice going to Renault. Like, I feel like that was a money and an ego thing. Renault could talk about its financial might, but it was always a dysfunctional team, right? Always was. And they just never were able to compete, although he did pretty well in that first and second season there.
Second season, he did really well.
Second season, he was great. Yeah, it really did good. But I feel like for him, you know, you could go and you could do that, but why not? You're a few years younger than Lando. Why not try to push him out? Why not try to make this your team and make him have to make that decision? Because when you are leaving a team, as we've seen with Carlos Sainz, who's had to do it several times, it's a real adjustment into the next ride. And I wonder, if I'm Oscar, I'm like, well, wait a second. Why is this your team? Why am I giving this to you? This is my team.
That's a tough one, because Lando and Zach have a close relationship. That would be hard for either one of them to, like, one to leave or one to stay. That would be extremely difficult.
Okay.
I mean, Lando has been he's the one who's really been brought up through McLaren, right? Like their junior programs and all that kind of stuff. He's been with the team for very long time, and Oscar hasn't. You know, he came up through the Alpine stuff, and then obviously that didn't work out. So Zach took over the deal, his contract, bought him out, brought him over to McLaren, and he's not he's not that. Like, he is close with the team, but he's not like Lando close with the team.
Right.
Right. Because Lando's been there for just so long and created so many relationships. Like, he is, you know, Lando's a huge part of the McLaren team. And I think for Oscar, it's a little bit of, at this moment, you know, learning, seeing what you can do with the great team that he's on right now, try and beat Lando, and if an opportunity opens up somewhere else that's going to be maybe just as competitive, might not be as competitive, but just as competitive or close to it, then maybe that is an option you do take a look at. I mean, he has new management at the moment. So yeah, I'm sure they're sniffing around and they're taking a look at different things. Every manager inside of Formula One managing the drivers is always looking out for their drivers. They're always going into the opposing team's hospitalities. They're looking around. They're making sure that the other team sees them going in there. I mean, I've witnessed it myself, so I've seen it. So it's just like, these things happen. There's always going to be conversations within the paddock. Now, going to Red Bull, and like you had mentioned, Adam, like, just drained of their championship caliber talent behind the scenes, that is Laurent Mekies' job to try and put some stucco and paint on top of those cracks to make sure it doesn't get any worse, because they've had some more people leave as well. So I think for Red Bull and Laurent Mekies really needing to focus on trying to pull in new talent and hang on to what you've got and try to rebuild a bit more from the inside out. And if you're going to lose Max, then so be it. But make sure you're getting a driver who's close to his caliber, which is very hard to do.
Yeah,
but someone
no
who's
kidding.
close to his caliber on your team. And I think Oscar Piastri is that driver who could be close to Max's caliber, not at Max's level, because I think he is the best driver on the grid.
Agreed. And I don't think there's anybody out there that's like, oh, yeah, Oscar and Max are comps, but I think he's the best driver Red Bull could get. They could throw a lot of money at him. But again, be careful about which team you pick.
Yeah, good point.
Be careful which team you pick. And, you know, I would need assurances from that team if I'm Oscar that they're going to build that car around me.
Oh,
right?
For sure.
But you have to.
That's why you're going there, though.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That is why you're going there. Maybe the first year it still has like the remnants of like Max Verstappen sort of DNA baked into the chassis, but the second year you're there, that's all you. That car is designed specifically for you, and that would be the only reason I would go if I were Oscar Piastri. If I was getting set up that well.
Oh man, we're just gonna eat so much shit tomorrow on the podcast. I know it. That I'm already gonna tell you that that Marner goal is going to be the lead segment. It just is. It has to be. It's the greatest goal of the playoffs. It's the greatest goal of his career. I watched it like 3-4 more times, just sitting on the couch over there in the intermission, and I was like, whew. That was some nasty shit, man. That's a fucking awesome goal. Great goal. Great goal. Now, there are a whole lot of folks online, and I'm just going to say this. You guys know this is true. Who are doing the, Toronto shouldn't have given up on Match. And what's hilarious is people are pulling their receipts going, Marner sucked, blah, 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 from like 2 years ago when he was with the Leafs. We see you. We see you. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I will say this. I am happy for him. Monkey's off his back. Because to this point, he had never performed in games like this, and now he has. Good for him. Hayden says against lesser competition. You know what? Listen, I am going to say this. 2019, Leafs lose to the Bruins. What do the Bruins do? They go to the Stanley Cup final. 2020, well, they lost to Columbus in that stupid play-in round, whatever. 2021, they lose to the Habs. Habs go all the way to the Stanley Cup final. 2022, they lose to the Lightning. Lightning go all the way to the Stanley Cup final. 2023, they beat the Lightning, play Florida. Florida beats them. Florida goes to the Stanley Cup final. And Boston in 24-25 was like the one thing. They made it to the second round and then got wiped by the Panthers as well. And then last year, they go to the second round, beat by the Panthers. Panthers go on and win the Cup. There is a difference in competition here, but you know what? Nuance be damned. Good for Mitch. Like, what am I going to do? Get on Twitter and go, but actually, you guys are being really unfair. Well, we got to eat shit. You know what's great? I still get to be a Leaf fan. I love being a Leaf fan. And Mitch grew up a Leaf fan. He never did it here. Now he's a Vegas guy. He did it there. Raccoon Hockey says, careful, Adam, you sound like an Oiler fan. Well, I don't know that I do, because Oiler fans are not they're not coping and making excuses like I am, are they? The cope is heavy. The Freak Show 777 says, Adam, what are your thoughts on Hayden's proposal? My thoughts are Hayden will be disappointed because I don't think Matthews is getting traded. Girthy Bettman says, my stat about the shorthanded goals was a little wrong. It's not tied just for this series. It's combined the Ducks and Mammoth. So 4 shorthanded goals, 4 power play goals against. That's crazy. Shot by Trouba. This is kind of huge. I don't know why they got Jim Harbaugh in the booth right now, but he is. And this is kind of a big second period for the Ducks. They have to come out on fire here. 3-0 is like an impossible lead against the Vegas Golden Knights. They've really, really put themselves down. But let's see what they can do. Let's see what they can do. Hayden says, what's with football being involved with hockey recently? It's because, A, the NHL loves it because football is by far the most popular sport in America, so they want to have as much football crossover as possible. 2 is that they're completely opposite ends of the calendar. Like our playoffs and their playoffs are 3-4 months apart, right? So their main season is fall and our main season is spring. Ground Jordan says, to back up Hayden's point, pan to Mike Trout again. That'll help for sure. Mike Trout's here. You should like hockey. Mixed Heart Productions has said, ha, 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 the sore 4. That's funny. I did not. We've lost to the Cup champs a number of years in a row. I say trade the sore 4 guys and restock the cabinet. Well, Tavares isn't leaving. And you probably don't trade that deal anyway. Matthews isn't leaving. Nylander, I wonder about. This new group of people that's in there, I wonder. Tavares has full no move. Yes. Oh, Seneca just made a great play. Let's get a puck on the board here. Get a goal on the board. Carlson almost scored just a second ago. Olin Zellweger pinching. Carlson trying to keep that puck in. I haven't done a lot of play commentary because honestly, it's just been so one-sided. Vegas has just dominated shit, and then they're playing super boring 5-on-5. Oh, here we go. Carlson. Terry. Here we go. Minchikov at the point. Shot in. Oh, and it was tipped by Kallor and it just went wide. That's the Ducks' best chance of the series, or the period. Anime Cowboy. I feel as good for Marner getting out of Toronto as I do for Eichel's surgery when he got out of Buffalo. There you go. There you go. Marner, cross the ice. Howden, goal scorer tonight, set up by Mitch Marner. All 3 goals have directly involved Mitch. He got the goal on the breakaway. He got the assist on the penalty kill. And he was standing right in front of Lucas Dostal's eyeballs when the 3rd goal went in. So he didn't get an assist, but he was kind of pivotal to that goal going in. Tyson Barnett, 1. How would you say Leafs fans should deal with the Marner coverage or buzz? Just take it. You just take it. If you get online and start fighting about it, you're just going to look like a loser. And like, honestly, let's call it what it is. Is it being framed in a completely disingenuous way? Yes. Does it matter? No. You know what'll shut them up? The Leafs actually being good again and not acting like a bunch of fucking idiots. Sorry, I know I've sworn a lot on the thing tonight, and I'm going to try to stop because it's probably bad for the stream. But like, that would help. And so this new management group should watch this and go, hey, you know how the last management group set us up for all this bullshit? Maybe we can act different. And also let's call it what it is. Marner didn't want to be here. We knew he didn't want to be here for like a year. And the Leafs were like, well, we'll just try to re-sign him. He didn't like you, bro. So you trade him. And well, you had a no move clause. Okay, then tell him to sit at home. Oh, well, that would be bad for the season. It doesn't matter. Look at how you ended up. You got to break up. Sometimes you got to be the one that breaks up. Vegas, you think Vegas Golden Knights, if they have a no move clause, you think they're not going to find a way to trade you? They'll find a way. They'll find a way. Number 2 on Tyson. Do the Leafs reverse Brent Burns, Mo Riley to the 3rd line winger? No. Mo Riley's getting traded. I'd be shocked. If he's a Leaf next year. Shocked. I think he's ready to go. I think it's been a tough couple of years. I think he needs a change of scenery, a different role. I think it's time. You know, sometimes you just, like, not everybody is meant to be on one team for their whole career. Most people aren't. So sometimes it's time. 3-0. Vegas, Anaheim. Anaheim looking a little better in this period. Leo Carlsson kicked out of the faceoff draw. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Kreider's going to take this one now. Eichel's laser in the faceoff, and he's going to get kicked out. The linesman keeps fake dropping the effing puck. Please fire this linesman into the sun. Like, just drop it, man. No one cares. Oh, my God. Oh, and he finally drops it, and it doesn't even matter. Oh, okay, now we got a 2-on-1. Here we go. Here we go, the Ducks. Oh, good save by Dostal. Good save by Dostal. Seneca to Goche, and a good save there by, oh, sorry, that was Zellweger. It was 51, not 61. The Ducks all have weird numbers, by the way. Have you noticed that? Who wears 51? Who wears 61 for that matter? Granlund was 64. Who the hell wears 64? What? It's Beckett Seneca. Who's the best player to ever wear 45? These guys have got weird numbers. Shot by Carlson, and that goes high. Sedin Magic 15. Here's a thought. Trade him before the no movement clause kicks in. What? Sign this man up. Sedin Magic 15, we're moving you to Toronto. You are the next AGM under John Chaika. Are you shitting me? Trade a guy before a no move kicks in? What? Get out of here. Get out of here. Mark Stone wears 61. Yeah, he does. Mark Stone does wear 61. You're right. It's true. Oh, and Jonas said Rick Nash wore 61. You know, the reason I forgot that is he played in Columbus. Sorry. Sometimes I have to punch down because things are so bad for the Leafs. I just read a tweet here. If you are a Leaf fan and you watch the 25-26 NHL season, you might be entitled to compensation. That's a funny tweet. That's a funny tweet. And it's true. Nintendo fans wear 64. That's also true. Bad pass in the Anaheim zone, and you turn it over to Hurdle, who just scored his first goal last game since what, March? Was it March 3rd, Hayden? Oh, man. Somebody texted me, by the way, and said Anaheim needs to be, the Anaheim Ducks need to be arrested. Look at Marner. Look at this man with this attitude. What? Are you serious? He's like laughing at them. Mitchell, where was that? Where was that? I'm not going to do this. I can't do this. I can't. I can't do this. What would my number be? I was number 12 in hockey. Same as Patty Marlowe. And the reason I was number 12 is because I missed the day that they were handing out jerseys my first year, and everybody wanted number 13, and I didn't get it. And so I ended up with number 12, and that was my number. 15 for Thomas Caberlet, Hayden had. Jackson Lacombe, puck up the ice. It goes off a body. It's not going to be icing. Fourth line out there for the Ducks. Shots are suspiciously close. Ducks have had a couple opportunities here, but here's the thing. Carter Hart's looked better and better and better as these playoffs have gone on. He's looked good. Goody New Shoes says, I'm skeptical of Vegas beating the Avs as a Vegas fan, but it is a President's Trophy curse for a reason. That's true. That is real true. And somebody just asked, why would you want to wear number 13? Matt Sundin. I mean, that was my era. He was my guy. I loved Matt's. I loved Gary Roberts. I loved Darcy Tucker. Yeah, I loved those guys. Gary Roberts. I remember when Gary Roberts signed with the Leafs, and I liked him in Carolina. And then I was like, this guy's gonna play for us. And like first game, he's like going out throwing hits and getting scoring opportunities. He was a maniac out there. And I was like, this is insane. That's when the Leafs had attitude, man. You didn't mess with them back then. Oh my God, how did Carter Hart stop that? How is this puck out of the net? How does this puck not go in? Anaheim thinks they've scored. Let's see if they have. Trouba's in a bit of a fight with that guy. I didn't say his last name. Just trying to push him out of there. There was like 4 Ducks in there. Now let's see. From the point, so they win the faceoff draw. And it's a shot on, oh my God, Trouba just missed a beautiful opportunity there. Put it off the side of the net. There's no way that's going to count. I don't even care if they think that went in. How could you ever prove that? Yeah, it's not a goal. And the ref is literally lying on top of the thing to find out. Yeah, no goal. Are they told to get up on the net like that? I didn't know that. Seriously, I did not know that. So they are looking at this, by the way. Robert Malloy is in the chat saying, I think that's a goal. And there is a penalty. William Karlsson is going to go to the box. So the Ducks are going to get a power play, but that's probably not good for them. Where is the puck? Oh, wait, is that not a goal? The puck's in the net. Did it come in the side? The puck's in the net. How did that happen? It was in the net, right? Am I crazy? I don't understand. So did it sneak under? What happened? Okay, I guess it did. They have their video review staff saying it's not a goal. So there you go. Granlund. So this is big for the Ducks. It's big for Vegas. Vegas already has a power play goal tonight, and they have a couple in this series. Kind of a big thing. Anaheim happens to be better in this series at 5-on-5 because Vegas's penalty kill is unbelievable. Uh-oh, and look at this. We're going to have a 2-on-1. It's Dowd with Colasar. They're just going to change off. Tyson says, future is not bad. There is light and hope. Also, Leafs are too big a club to not win. Blackhawks, Cubs, Liverpool, Chiefs, all eventually won again. Please, God, be right. Yeah, the Cubs did take 100 years. So did the Red Sox, didn't they? Didn't the Red Sox take like 100 years? Robert says the Vegas broadcast says that the net lifted up and it went under. Okay. Well, fair enough. Karlsson through center. 1:10 left on this power play. Back to Karlsson. John to Granlund. Leo Karlsson is on the ice. But John Karlsson has the puck and he shoots. And Carter Hart somehow sees that through traffic. Troy Terry was in front of the net, able to stop that. White Sox took 88 years. Whoa. Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't take the Leafs that long. Although, if that happens and the Leafs take like 80-something years, I will still be in my 50s. Well, like, what be in my 50s? Yeah, it's not far off. Wait, what do you do? 67 to now is what? This is 60 years now, like next year, right? 60 years this coming season. Because it was the 66-67 season, and we're going into the 26-27 season. Yeah, so we're 60 years here. Wow. Danica. So, yeah, 60 years since expansion. So that would be, yeah. So, listen, I don't know. I don't want to wait 20 more years, but if I have to. Evan says, imagine being alive in the middle of that window. I don't have to imagine, Evan. It was me. I was born in 88, Evan. And people thought it was bad back then. Evan. Oh, my God. It's constant pain. That's why you guys are here, though. It's the tragedy. Can Control Life says, heck, it's 30-plus years for any Canadian team. That's true. Last Cup, 93, Montreal. Maybe they get one this year. Man, this power play is just kind of a disaster for the Ducks. They should just start declining power plays. Hurdle. Coughlin with a shot. Christian says, big anniversary party this year, eh, boys? You know what? Should we do a Leafs 67 anniversary party? That would be kind of funny. That's actually not a bad idea. Just to laugh at ourselves. And there's a shot on the net there. Good save by Dostal. Ducks have got to get something going here. And just to show some fight back, you got to get in this game. David Williams says, if I was born in 1971, I may not see a cup in Toronto if it's 88 years. Yeah, that's true, buddy. Oof. The Thomas, don't worry, David. We're going to get a cup. Listen, let me tell you something. I just want you guys to know this, and I just got to, my ears are hot, so I got to take this off for a second. I want you guys to know this. I have a list. If the Toronto Maple Leafs ever win the cup, the list is long, and it will be a list of so many go blank yourselves to so many people along the way. It'll be funny. Like, I won't be mean about it. But the list is long. I've checked it twice. And everybody's naughty on it, okay? What do you have for me, Hayden? May 2nd, 2027 will be the 60th anniversary since the Leafs won the Cup. Okay, so we have got to plan a party. We've got to plan a party. M. Pierce says, oh no, Adam just admitted online that he is a white guy with a list. Yeah, that's right. And I'm going to send a letter. I'm going full Karen on these fools, okay? Full suburban dad on these fools. I got the receipts. I'm eating shit now, but one day my ship's coming in. All right? And when it does, you guys, well, some of you are Leafs fans here. Some of you have been very supportive, actually, even though you're not Leaf fans. But the rest of you, you're in big trouble. You're in big trouble. Also, I do think the No Cups for 60 Years party needs to happen May 2nd in 2027. I don't know what we're going to do, but maybe we should like rent out the Hockey Hall of Fame or something. We got to do something because I think that could be funny. And like we'll do a daytime party. Hey, Hayden, is May 2nd on a weekend or a weekday? Christian says y'all could eat 60 hot dogs. I don't want to. It's a Sunday? Oh, this is perfect. Yes. Yes, we will. Oh, yes. Now we're getting somewhere. We're cooking with gas, kids. May 2nd, 2027. I got to write this down. May 2nd, 2027, Leafs 60 years, cupless. The cupless party. Should everybody show up without a jock strap on? The cupless party. Or should everybody show up wearing a jock strap over their pants? Or something like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what can we do? How do we make fun of this in the funniest way possible? Because we got to listen. It's tragic, which is why we must laugh. No solo cups for the punch. Maybe we could have. Do you think we could have like a spiritual person come in and just sage us all? Just walk the aisle with a bunch of sage and go, "You guys are cleansed now." Cleanse the aura of Leafs Nation, Hayden, not just the SDPN Studios. Leafs Nation. SDPN Studios got us the first overall pick, my friend. Rasmus Anderson with the shot. Good save by Dostal on the glove. 10:04 left to go in the second period. Not much doing on the ice. Vegas are just kind of parking it, and Anaheim doesn't seem to be able to get much going. Yeah, you can't drink out of a cup at the party. Straws only. Tyson Barnett says dresses Cliff Fletcher. That's funny. Straws because they suck. Hayden. That's really funny. Now imagine the Leafs are in the playoffs that night. Imagine that's the night where it's like, hey, they're in the second round. They've kind of surprised people, right? Because that's what it would be, right? Around second round, early second round. And people be like, whoa, I mean, listen, you never know. Leafs go out and promptly lose 6-0. That's how it would go. If it was like Florida, like if it was the Panthers, the Panthers would stomp whoever they were playing. Richard Richard says, dress code, choker? Like one of those choker collars? Absolutely. That is amazing. You guys are funny. This is what a great idea this is. This is all you guys, man. I'm not doing anything. Hayden's got the straws. Nobody drinks out of you can't drink directly out of a cup. You have to use a straw. Wearing chokers. We still got to figure out the theme, like, what do we call it? Do we eat waffles because people threw waffles on the ice at one point? Like, we got to lean into this. We can't just, we can't just sit back and let people make fun of us. We must take it back from them. We must be like Eminem and 8 Mile. And Clarence's parents had a real good marriage. Evan says, this sounds horrible, and it's perfect. Canadian Big Mac says, LOL, brown paper bag masquerade. Everybody shows up with the brown paper bag. Oh, my God, this is funny. Boston cream donuts for dessert. Somebody else said hot dogs for the Phil Kessel thing. Oh, my God. Yeah. This is a good one. The one man legend says, play musical chairs, but no one gets past the second round. That is really funny. That's really funny. That is incredible. You can only, you know what? We'll have video game stations set up. Like Super Mario can't play past the first round, though. Forget the second round. First round. Phobo says Steve Simmons can be master of ceremonies. I don't know about that. Litcha says, seems like Hughes' much touted record in games 4, 5, 6, and 7 had much more to do with the Blackhawks roster than any genius coaching. Who would have thought? He's not looking good tonight. This Ducks team was not ready. They were not ready, straight up. And they're going to have to think long and hard about why that is. They've come out and stunk the joint out tonight. I would hate to know what fans in Orange County would have paid for those tickets. By the way, I've never been to the Honda Center. Is it nice? Anybody been? Swag Poppy says there should be cat adoptions for the Panthers. I like that. Yeah. Canadian Big Mac says, I have tears in my eyes. I'm laughing so hard. You know why, too? We're all a bit giggly because if you've been hanging out stream after stream after stream with me in these West Coast games, even if this is in your time zone, it's a lot of hockey and it's a lot of hanging out. And I think we're all a little bit goofy right now, all a little bit tired. And it is, Zara says it's just an overall kind of boring game at both ends. It is right now. That's what we're talking about, this obnoxious party. M. Pierce says double 3-0 comebacks, Adam? Well, we'll see. But we try not to bring up last night. I'm not even talking to Hayden about what happened last night. He's a big Wild fan. We can't talk about it. We can't do that to our guy. Hayden is our backbone. He looks after us every single stream that he's available for. He's going to be doing the whole Western Conference stream. We can't talk about that. But I know whoever comes out of this series, Hayden will be cheering for that team. I'm assuming, right, Hayden? You will not be cheering to beat the Avs? You'll be cheering for the Avs to win? So you'd rather the Avs win because they beat the Wild. That makes them look better. They're just the better team. Look at this. You're an honorable man, Hayden. Hayden's like, no, they're just a better team. Deb said, I blew up studying for my master's degree for this. Deb, you might want to get back to studying. You can have us on in the background. You're not missing anything. This game is, if I start to get more excited in my calls, if I start calling the game at all, then you can be sure. Oh, look at this. We got a 2-on-1, and it's going to be broken up, actually. Washi with a good little defensive play there. Kolasar along the boards. Not a lot's going on in it. Here we go. Dostal made a good save. Gauthier is going to come back out. The report today off of TSN from Darren Dreger was that Vinny Trocheck, who was a big Minnesota Wild target and an Olympian, Dowd's going to the box. Okay, the Anaheim Ducks are going back on the power play, which is probably not good for them. So Vinny Trocheck is apparently a target of the Leafs, but he's 33 years old. He's still a relatively productive player, like almost point a game guy his entire career. Would definitely be a good player, but is he enough? And does it matter if Austin Matthews returns to form? If you have Matthews, Trocheck, Tavares down center, that doesn't seem so bad. Dante says, Adam is going to be my space ambient music for tonight. Well, I'm happy to hear that. We're just here to have a good time. Next, by the way, the next time we meet, if assuming Vegas holds on to this lead and wins this game, will be May 20th. So 6 days from now on Wednesday next week for Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. John Carlson, Granlund back to Carlson. Carlson to Leo Carlson. It's confusing, but it's true. Carlson with one S to Carlson with two S's. Swedish Carlson from Canadian Carlson. Lover Holt says, do you think firing Knobloch was the right decision for Edmonton? I think firing Bowman would have been a better one. But I don't know why they hired Bowman. So Granlund. Shot! Hey, they scored! Michael Granlund. I know they like to call him Mikhail. It's Michael. Michael Granlund. Get back in the game. Quack, quack, motherfuckers. Let's go. And look, there's Jim Harbaugh doing the football coach clap. They're back in this. It ain't over. And it was a power play goal. And it's Leo Carlson setting it up again. Let's just talk about Leo Carlson. Lacombe and Carlson, the two best hockey players in the world. I'm kidding, but they're pretty great. So do we get back-to-back 3-0 comebacks? This is the first sign of life we've seen the Ducks have. Matt Finley says, who talks the most in your SDPN group chat? Depends which one. The CJ Show group chat, which is just, we share info and stories and stuff like that. It's pretty even. Maybe Drew. And then one of the other ones we're in. And one of the other ones, Steve does a lot too. I think it's probably Steve. Maybe Steve. Yeah. I do talk a lot from time to time, but then there's other times where I'm like, I just like reading what the other guys say. And then I just leave it because sometimes they're so funny that I just let them be funny and I can't keep up. Transnat says 3-0 lead in the first period is the worst lead in hockey. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's a tough one to hold. Thomas says, my first hockey game was Habs Rangers, 5-0 to a 6-5 shootout win. I still have the physical ticket. This made me a fan for life. Anyone else have a crazy story about what made you a fanatic for life? It's a really good question. It's a really, really good question. I don't know. What made me a Leaf fan for life? I mean, I was already a Leaf fan for life, but I always talk about the Gary Roberts triple overtime winner against the Ottawa Senators, and I was in the building. I was there. Incredible. Incredible. Ian Moore in. Puck behind the net. Ducks trying to get a second one. Listen, if they get a second goal, well, we got a bit of a game here. I definitely hope Vegas doesn't get a 4. Because if they put the fourth goal on the board, I think this game is over. And they are offside. Gregory says, I inherited the curse. Dad grew up in Hamilton and was a Leafs fan. You know what's funny about my family? My mom is from Edmonton, but then was born in Edmonton and 2 weeks later moved to Pittsburgh, grew up there. My dad was from Montreal. Neither of them were hockey fans. And so I am really the first true hockey fan in my immediate family, and I didn't have to be a Leaf fan. I just became one. And I was dumb enough to think that the Matt Sundin Leafs was that's how it was always going to be. Stupid. Hasn't been like that since. Hanifin with a shot. Killorn. Granlund. He scored the goal earlier. Now he's getting held up by Hanifin on the boards. And Saad is offside. Sorry, Saad. That's Saad. Hayden's booing me, everybody. He's booing me. How do I feel about Macklin Celebrini not giving up the C, says Hayden, for the World Championships? I think Sidney Crosby made the right call. I know Macklin offered that to him. I know it in my bones. Like, I don't actually know it. I know it in my bones. But Sid understands. Well, if they asked the players, then the players made the right call. Macklin, so Sid got to be the captain at the Olympics. It's time that we start training the next generation now. And Connor's going to be what, 34 at the next Olympics? Macklin there's a very good chance Macklin Celebrini's better than Connor McDavid by the time the next Olympics roll by. Very good chance that Macklin Celebrini's the captain. I think it's time that we start looking at the next generation. And I think this is a great way for Macklin, who will definitely be the captain in San Jose next year. I don't have any verifiable proof of that, but he's going to sign an extension and they're going to name him captain. And he's going to deserve to be captain. Macklin Celebrini. What's that, Hayden? What's that AAV like for Macklin? 15 or 16 million at least. He's if Macklin makes more than $2 million a year less than Kaprizov, I'll be shocked. He's that good, and he deserves it. And if he's going to sign a big, long 8-year contract, think about how much the salary cap could jump in that time. Yeah, you're paying him like $15 million. But Macklin should be the captain because he's got to learn how to be the captain, and the World Championships are the perfect place to do it. Sports Talk Chud says McDavid might still be better at 34, honestly. Might be. Trust me when I say this. I think Macklin will be the best player in the world by 2030. Because remember when McDavid came in, it was like season 2 or 3, and then it was like, oh, he's better than Crosby. He's the best player in the world now. And people didn't want to believe it at first. It's hard, right, when that transition happens. But, McDavid's been the best player in the world for over 10 years. He probably still will be for a couple more. 34, it becomes harder to hold on to. It does. Doesn't mean you're not great. Doesn't mean you're not top 2, top 3. I think Macklin's going to be number 1. I believe, barring injuries, I believe it. Macklin is incredible. So Olin Zellweger gets the puck. The Ducks haven't created much on offense, but they did get the power play goal this period. So you could say that they're in this game, but Vegas is still smothering them through the neutral zone. There's not a whole lot going on. Every time they get in, it's Vegas breaks up the play, and look, they're going to clear it again, and that's all the way down the ice. That might be icing. That's icing. Dante says, who would you rather have in Game 7, Connor McDavid or Macklin Celebrini? Right now, Connor McDavid. Ask me in 3 years. That's the way it goes. Hayden says someone should offer sheet Macklin. You know what? If it only costs you 4 first-round picks, I know San Jose would match it, but it's a great way to drive up the price for San Jose. And if you did have all your first-round picks and you could pull it off, pretty good chance that you'll never draft a player as good as Macklin Celebrini in your entire history. He's that good. Oh, Trouba with a big shot, then went over the shoulder of Carter Hart. Are the Ducks going to tie this? Nah, not yet. Maybe they will, but not. Maybe are they going to get goal 2 here? Hayden's like, no. Hayden does not want to go to overtime. Hayden's so tired. Apple iPhone says, I'd give up 5 first-round picks for Macklin. Absolutely would. There's the chances of you ever getting a Macklin Celebrini in the draft. Like, can you imagine this year, at least with the first overall pick, and Macklin Celebrini's available? That's all I'm saying. Like, it's year to year. You get one of those guys every 10 years. Connor was the last one. Matthews has been great, but he's not Connor. I think everybody knows that. You get one of those guys once every 10 years. And before that, it was Crosby. And Crosby was roughly, 12 years before Connor McDavid? When was Crosby drafted? 2005? 2006? When was it? Yeah, when was that draft year? It was 2005. So he was 11 years before. No, he was 10 years before Connor. Macklin was 9 years after Connor. Yeah, it's every 10 years. Four on four now. I don't know who this favors. I feel like it favors the Ducks. Just because they're young and fast. You could also offer Sheep Bedard this offseason. Just make things difficult for Chicago. Bedard's, they got to surround him with some players, man. I know they've got a really good farm system, but they got to get those players to come. Bedard's number is going to be stupid too. Get ready, guys. Yeah, there are crazy RFAs. Hayden, I hope you guys are ready. Charlie Coyle at $6 million at 34 years old for 6 years. $6 million till he's 40. What do you think Bedard and Celebrini are going to get? Isn't Leo Carlson up too? It's going to be a nutso year. And Cutter Gauthier. Oh, yeah. The Ducks are going to spend $30 million on 2 players. Wow. Oh, Eichel with a great move in on Dostal, and they're able to turn that away. 4 on 4 right now. Dante says Leo gets 13, Cutter gets 11. Can you imagine? Cutter, Cutter Gauthier made $1 million this year, and now he's going to make $11 million next year. Leo Carlson, roughly $1 million this year. I'm going to make 13 next year. What a lifestyle change. That's insane. Coughlin. Pat Verbeek is apparently a very tough negotiator, but I don't know how he could have cards on this one. True Knight says, who was the guy in the 90s? Sakic, Forsberg, Korea, Yzerman, Fedorov. It depended on the year. I mean, Gretzky in the early 90s was still the best player on earth. Mario Lemieux was also the best player on earth, but he got injured. Jaromir Jagr was probably he was the most productive. He was probably the best. But Fedorov had a couple of years where he was unstoppable. Yzerman was crazy. Sakic, Iginla was, but Iginla was early 2000s, right? He wasn't really 90s. But yeah, there was a couple years there in the early 2000s where Iginla was the best player in the league. Amazing, right? Just incredible players. And then when Crosby hit, it was just Crosby. And there was no argument. And then McDavid hit, and there was no argument. But in the late 90s was a bit funny that way. It's a good point. Olin Zellweger. Kreider behind the net. Hannafin. Zellweger. Okay, the Ducks have got some offensive zone pressure. Zellweger with a shot, and that is blocked because it's the Vegas Golden Knights, and that's what they do. Nick Dowd. Deadline pickup extraordinaire. Colton Sissons bringing it up. He's got 3 Ducks on him. He's going to try to use his body on Zellweger. They're able to get the puck off him. 2 minutes to go in the second period. Street Kill says Hasek was the best player of the late 90s. That's true. It was Hasek. Hasek was the best player. Undisputed king of the NHL for that run, especially with the Sabres. That was just unbelievable. Shot. Oh, big save. Carlson fired that one. VL. Granlund, the goal scorer, with the puck. Looking for somebody to pass to. 90 seconds to go in this second period. Carlson with a shot. Granlund. And they force it out of the zone. Oh. Lacombe. Seneca. Johnston. That's not Seneca. That's 44. 1:04 to go. Killorn to Terry. Terry along the half wall. Trying to make something happen. Trying to find somebody to pass to. Vegas are just blocking every pass lane. And, of course, they blocked that pass, too. Killorn gets pushed against the boards by Kolesar. 37 seconds to go. Jack Eichel. He's got Howden, the goal scorer, with him. Jack Eichel looking. Shot on the net. A little bit of a sneaky one. It's Marner. He's got a couple points tonight already. Down low to Howden. Anderson with a shot. Ooh, and that went off Marner, and Marner's in big pain. He's in big pain, but he's okay. He's getting up. Ooh, I think it hit him on the knee. Ooh. Wow. Vegas are just smothering the Ducks right now. Marner's just bent over in a little bit of pain. I think that's just a stinger. Oh, we got some fights going on. Francois Labelle and the Habs locked up their great core for roughly $8 million. Yes, they did. Sedin Magic 15 says, I didn't realize Charlie Coyle was 34. That deal's going to age like milk. It will not, actually. And I'll tell you why. If the salary cap is due to go up roughly $8 to $10 million, at least over the next 3 years, you have to look at percentage of cap. So let's say the cap's $100 million. Next year, it's going to be $105 million. It was 95 this year, right? So Charlie Coyle's deal is already 5% of the cap next year. The next year after that, it's going to be 4% of the cap. The next year, it's like 3%. So you can see the deal actually shrinks. We just haven't had our head wrapped around the fact that this cap is going just to absolutely explode over the next few years. It's not that bad. Tom says, Adam, what watch are you rocking today? This is my Seiko. It's my Seiko 5. I got it on eBay, super cheap. And I love this watch. It's my favorite watch. It's the coolest. So, yeah, that's what it is, buddy. Thanks for asking. Watches are fun, aren't they? Outrageously priced, some of these watches, but you can find a deal. Okay. Producer Hayden, I got to take a break. I'm a tired boy. What do we have for the intermission content? Do the Leafs pass on McKenna? All right, let's play the clip. I hope the answer is no. I hope they get him. But it's the Leafs. You never know. Play the clip.
I want to talk a little quickly about the Vancouver Canucks' third overall pick, too. Because obviously Manny Malhotra is their AHL coach. He's been the few teams have circled on that. He was the runner-up to Adam Foote. Caleb Malhotra sure seems like the guy, does he not?
Yo, that player is incredibly good.
Like, he seems like the guy that Vancouver's going to take.
He is incredibly good. Played with the Brantford Bulldogs. So, at what point do we talk about the Corey Pronman stuff? Because
I don't know what you're talking about.
So Corey Pronman,
I also don't know,
has been known as a really good prospects guy.
Yep,
and he's been really good at nailing who's picking who.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And you guys might remember we were watching on our phones before heading to the draft in 2022 in Montreal, because that was the Shane Wright draft.
Yep.
Where it looked like Shane Wright was probably going first. But then Corey Pronman goes, here's what the top 4 is going to be. And it's going to be Juraj Slafkovsky. And then it's going to be, I think it was Simon Nemec. And then it's going to be Logan Cooley. And then it's going to be Shane Wright. Mm-hmm. And we were all like, that's insane. What are you talking about? And bing, bang, boom, bang.
The GMs did a good job that draft, actually.
They sure did.
Looking back,
they did.
They made the right calls.
But the reason I bring that up, I don't remember where he has him. I have to look it up. But he doesn't have McKenna first.
Oh. Who does he have?
I don't remember.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so we're going to have to look this up. This is shaping up to be this is a stressful draft to have the first overall pick, put it that way, because a number of guys could go first. And if you ask most of the people who do this for a living,
mm-hmm.
they wouldn't blame you for taking that player first. But The guy who's been the consensus number one for the longest is Gavin McKenna. And the guy the public expects to go first is Gavin McKenna.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have the first pick and you don't pick Gavin McKenna, you better be correct.
And there are marketing opportunities and stuff too. Like Scott Wheeler's been on some shows saying, like, remember, he was on Leaf Report.
Yeah, he's
like-
coming on our show, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah, I should probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, whatever.
Adam's learning this for the first time.
That's fine. Listen, we've had Wheels on before. I love him. But he's like, hey, remember, there's like, yeah, remember, well, what?
I wasn't going to
Can't call
say
him that?
anything, but
Why can't we call him that? Hey,
wheels.
That's better than wheelie. Or what are those?
I don't know if it is.
You don't think so? What are those shoes with the wheels on them? What are those called?
Heelys.
Heelys. We should
Heelys,
call them
right.
that.
I don't think
Heels.
you care for that.
You don't think so?
No.
I think he'd go for it. What's the what Jess? What do you have there?
Okay. So back to Corey Proman.
Uh-huh.
We're going to do this. We're going to do a reveal. Thank you, The Athletic. I know you're supposed to pay for this, but I'm going to show everybody on the screen and watching that on YouTube at home and listening on audio. Okay. Number one, Steve, who do you think he has first?
I'm going to go Chase Reed.
Adam.
McKenna.
Chase Reed, number one. Matt, you got to remove
Wow.
it.
I have heard
Do it
that
from
the
bottom
Leafs
up.
like Chase Reed a lot.
So this is a big right-handed. Oh God, please be a defenseman. He's
He
a
is. Oh, yeah.
defenseman
Yeah, he is, and he's a right shooting defenseman.
Yes.
from the Sioux Greyhounds, and Dubas sitting there. It should have been me.
Number two. Steve, who's your guess for number two?
Caleb Malhotra.
Adam, do you have a guess?
Stenberg.
Oh, we have at number two, Albert Smith.
Wow.
Latvian
Yeah.
god from the Olympics. Man, I liked Albert Smith.
Germany.
Oh, Germany. Excuse me.
Yeah.
He's Latvian. He plays in Germany.
He is
out of Germany. Yeah.
He was great in the Olympics.
Playing for Munich. Shoots left, 6'3", 205.
That guy's a monster.
Albert Smith.
I'm shocked that
Second
he's
overall.
only 205 pounds. Like seeing him at the Olympics, he's a big boy. Like he's
Do you
monstrous.
think this is what San Jose needs? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
100%.
A defenseman of any kind, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They're going lefty defenseman San Jose at two. Toronto went Chase Reed, D right-handed at one. Number three is the Vancouver Canucks.
Malhotra.
Who do they go with?
Malhotra.
According to Corey Pronman. It is
Whoa.
Eaton Vera.
Wow.
From North Dakota, playing out of North Dakota, sorry. 6'3", they added that. 6'3", shoots right, D, 212.
Also, they should say where he's from.
Yeah, they should add that too, instead of just the team that they're playing for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's Canadian.
Yeah. Yeah. They just, well, look at Smith's, right? That's a Latvian jersey.
I think he's Latvian.
Chase
All right.
Reed, it's like, yeah, he's always.
Last one, number four. Who is it?
Gavin McKenna.
It's got to be Gavin.
Gavin McKenna.
Wow.
Number 4, 2.
That would
Whoever
be,
picks fourth.
Who is picking fourth? Is that Florida? No.
No, they're ninth.
Vancouver's 3.
Mm-hmm.
Calgary.
No, Calgary
Rangers?
6. Calgary 6.
Rangers.
You tell me.
I don't know the answer.
Okay, hold on.
okay.
NHL draft order.
At a Penn State, out of Yukon.
Why don't I know that?
Whitehorse?
Yukon.
Yukon?
Chicago.
Whitehorse. Yeah.
Blackhawks. So he gets to set up Bedard.
Oh,
not bad.
Holy
Blackhawks
shit.
take
That would be good.
McKenna.
That would be good
Okay.
for them.
Shoots left, 5'11", left wing.
So let's.
Thank you, Corey.
Leaf fans, I think it's important to have this conversation now so that we're not blindsided by it in June. Corey knows what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam, based on conversations you've had and based on conversations I had, the notion that it might not be McKenna did not fall out of the sky. It might not be McKenna.
Mhm.
Let's devil's advocate this. Holy smokes, do they need any kind of elite defenseman? They have a chance to draft the best defenseman they've had in decades. Literally decades.
They haven't had a true number one since Boris Salming. Let's call it what it is.
I would
True
argue
NHL number one.
Morgan Riley had at least one season, maybe several, where he was a true number one. Not every season, and not an elite one.
Okay.
Not an elite.
I will disagree, but I will.
He had 20 goals and 72 points.
He's still a second piece. He was never good on defense.
Goddamn.
He never was.
Well-
the Analytics always supported that.
So you got one of the top prospects guys in the industry
Mhm.
going bing, bang, boom. 3 defensemen at the top. And I'm pretty
And
sure
there's-
he left out a significant one. I can't remember who. Who's
This is number 5. It's in tiers.
Carson Carrolls?
Uh,
Isn't he a D?
you want another defenseman?
So he has
going?
Carrolls at
Carson
7.
Carrolls is going 7. Yeah.
Man.
I
I don't think there's a creative scenario where you move off of first, like trade the
No.
first and move down. I think it's if you're going for a defenseman, you pick the guy. I think that's how it works.
I don't think you can not pick McKenna.
I don't think you
There's
can either.
too much on the line with if he is everything he could be. That is so much greater than anything you're getting out of Chaser.
Because his ceiling is absurd.
The ceiling there, if you miss that, that's unforgivable for 100 years.
Like Matthews in 2016, there was a notion of what if Line, but Matthews was pretty obviously
lock.
number 1.
Lock.
The top of this draft looks a lot like 2022.
I would much
It's stressful.
rather the Leafs trade Matthews and get 2 picks in the top 5.
Damn. Oh my God.
Why not Reed and McKenna?
Yeah, we know that.
You're talking my language.
The thing is that which of those teams is he going to accept a trade to? Because people keep saying San Jose. I don't know. I don't know. I know that people want it to be San Jose because it's the 2nd overall pick.
He was born in California, but that doesn't necessarily mean he wants to go there.
Yeah.
How many Ontario-born players are like, I'm not going to Toronto or Ottawa?
Yeah.
Screw
Many.
that.
Many.
A lot of them.
I mean, Jesus, that's a big organizational swing too, right? Like, and that is a conversation for this offseason.
Yeah.
Matthews has made it one. I'm not sure I'm going to be back.
Home is a concept. One story I heard about Joe Thornton back in the day is if he was going to sign back home, quote unquote home, it was going to be Detroit because the Red Wings were closer to where he grew up than the Leafs.
Right.
Anyway, sorry.
From the business side of it, how many millions of dollars are you losing by not drafting McKenna?
Man, how many millions is McKenna losing?
Well, I don't care. I care about the Leafs.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Well, like all due respect, kid. Yeah.
I'm thinking about from that perspective.
you are.
For them making that decision of taking him there, it's just not comparable. You look at something like Instagram followers. He's got 200,000 Instagram followers. You go to Chase Reed's Instagram, it's 6,000.
Holy shit!
These aren't
Really?
comparable people.
Wow.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet, for sure.
And that's something. Honestly, you guys will go, well, that's so stupid. Who cares? Whatever. It's like, no, that factors
Yeah.
in. Listen. If Chase Reed was the clear cut winner,
That gets fixed overnight, by the way.
oh yeah, Chase Reed will have 2. If he gets drafted first overall here, he's going to be
By the Leafs,
Yeah.
But people are probably upset at me for bringing something like that up. But I'm telling you, the Rogers brass sitting there are considering that. The marketing of the person also plays into these organizations who are an entertainment product at the end of the day.
And I'm going to, Leaf fans, this is important. This is important. You got to take a page out of Habs fans' books. No, shut up. Hey, wait. Get over here. I was there. I was in the building that night.
when Slafkovsky went first.
When Slafkovsky went number 1. Those guys had no idea Slav was going number 1. They all thought it was Shane Wright. There was a dude with a Habs Shane Wright jersey. There was. When the Habs picked Slav first, everyone went, oh, yeah! That's how you have to handle it. That's how you have to handle it.
That's true.
You can be mad on the inside. Don't let the hockey world know you're pissed.
He's our guy.
The hockey world wants you to be pissed. Whoever they pick, that's your guy. All right? Poker face. You figure it out. You yell at each other in a group chat or something. You don't let the public know that you're pissed.
Now,
Get Tingus Pingus.
What the fuck did they do? This is the closest hockey's ever been to Tingus Pingus because there's a Latvian guy who Corey Pronman projects to go 2nd overall.
yeah. So here's where I would push back on the Chase Reed thing too.
He's never heard of Lativia?
The window.
The window.
If you're keeping Matthews and therefore keeping Nylander, because if Matthews goes, so then will Nylander. That's just, we know, just know that, okay? So that's Nylander said, if we're rebuilding, I'm going to go, but I don't want to leave, okay? So if Matthews, let's say Matthews goes, hey, thanks for the plan and everything, but I still don't want to be here. Okay. All right. Well, now we can just go get the best player we think is available. But Chase Reed, like look at Jackson Lacombe. The guy's like 25 and he's awesome and he's amazing. That's 6 or 7 years of development.
It takes time.
It takes forever with defensemen. And I don't, with Simon Nemich's name out there, could you not McKenna this and then go try to go get Nemec? Because here's the thing. You know what I would do if I was
second overall pick from 2022?
I don't know with Sonny Meta if the New Jersey Devils have just smartened up and been like, yeah, we're not fucking doing that, which is what they should do, by the way. What are you fucking doing? Are you're gonna trade Simon Nemec?
It doesn't make any sense to me.
But even going and getting a guy like Dougie Hamilton, who probably you could get for cheap if you took the whole contract, and he would still be the best defenseman on the team and then make other moves. I think there are other things you can do to supplement this window. And I just worry that, again, the biggest problem, and people don't like to hear this. People are like, why don't they play Nyes with Matthews? Listen, I love Matthew
They don't play
Nyes.
well together.
They don't play well together, and Matthew Nyes does not find Austin Matthews. It's Austin that has to find Matthew. And that still sounds weird to say out loud, but it's Austin that has to find Nyes. And
I also, as a play-by-play streamer, hate when they play together.
They don't
It's
like
annoying.
Nyes is a great player, but he's not Zach Hyman, where there was real chemistry there. And there's not the vision in Nyes' game yet where he's finding the big goal scorer on the ice. One of the problems I always had with the Leafs last year was they never fucking gave him the puck, Matthews.
Matthews is a sniper, and Nyes is a bang and crash playmaker. They should be a match made in heaven, and it just doesn't gel. I love having them on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily the same line 5-on-5. Doesn't work.
Doesn't work. So, apparently Chicago was really interested in Nyes. Apparently Montreal was really interested in Nyes.
Everyone's interested in Nyes.
Yeah,
he's a good player.
Yeah. And no trade protection there.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
Charlie Coyle just got $6 million at 34. Nyes is the age he is and makes $775. It's a great contract.
we got to give Brad that. The Tavares and the Nyes deals. And you know what? OEL and Tanev too.
Well, at minimum, the Nyes and Tavares deals.
OEL deal was great.
OEL deal was
Phenomenal
great.
deal.
You're right. Tanev, I have my questions. But yes.
Hey, did you like the thing you just watched?
Was it hilarious?
Was it informative?
Was it me losing my mind?
Possibly. Potentially. Most of the time it is. Hey, listen, if you like what SDPN has to offer, you should check out more of our videos and subscribe to our channel by clicking subscribe or Who the F is this Tingus Pingus? All right, third period. Let's get after it. Man, I got to be honest with you guys. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what I think. I need you to tell me. I need you to definitively tell me right now in the chat. Do the Ducks come back? Yes or no? One word answer. Yes or no? Yes or no? Third period. Is this the end of the Ducks? Question mark. All right, let's go. Yes, 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 no, yes. Adam must be really tired. I am a little tired. No. A lot of hope in the chat, man. Hayden, are you looking at this? I'm seeing a lot of hope in the chat. Number 12 says, as a Vegas fan, I refuse to answer that. So you did put the poll up? You put a poll up. I love that. Oh, shot on Carter Hart right there. Go, Trouba. Lacombe's in. Both defensemen are pitching. Seneca with a shot, and Carter Hart loses his mask. I think it just, did it go off his mask and then into his glove? Wow. Somebody just said Marner's just too powerful. You know what? You're right. You're actually right. You are right. Oh, boy. I got to tell you, I want to come back. I do. I want to come back. I have to admit my faith is wavering. I have to be honest about it. I have to be straight with you. If they do come back, I want it, but I feel like I'm feeling like we're coming to the end of the Duck season. And you know what? As the guy that predicted they would make the playoffs when nobody else did, find another media person. Find one who said the Ducks will make the playoffs this year. Find one. Find one. Not one. I got it. I think it's only fitting, by the way, that I get to be here for the last potential game. Hayden, what are you talking about? Lower third in the Sportsnet? You had a Sportsnet banner across your game. Are you streaming or are you on cable? You're on Rogers Xfinity, so you're on the app. I did not have a Sportsnet banner come up, but maybe that's because I've got Bell cable. Pretzel Hunt says media person does digital creator count. Well, digital creators are still media people. Spenny says, oh, here we go. Howden in on. Oh, Howden just blows by. And the net helped him. So Spenny says, I've gone to all the St. Cat's live shows in Marner, London, Jersey. Happy for him. Yeah, you got to be happy for him. Francois about quack, bang, Nintendo Duck Hunt. We're 50-50. There's a lot of hope in this chat. You know what? You know what's been cool about this is the amount of Ducks fans and the amount of Vegas fans that have found this channel just because of this series, which I'm thrilled. We're so happy to have you guys on board because we do cover the whole NHL here. I know we do a lot of Leaf stuff, but listen, who doesn't do a lot of Leaf stuff? Like the Leafs is literally hockey's version of Days of Our Lives or Passions or both combined. Even Coronation Street, you can throw that in there. Yeah, Hayden said, if you're not talking about the Leafs, you're complaining about the Leafs. That's fair. There are plenty of Leaf fans in this chat even now because you know what? There are a lot of Leaf fans that just love puck. They're here for puck. Regular Fly Guy says, this is mostly a Habs channel now, but okay. Yeah, you know what? True that. Number 12 says, definitely not new. I usually listen and don't comment often. I've never missed a Gripper Nation stream, though. That's fucking awesome. Thank you, guys. So listen, I know, oh, we got a 3-on-2 here. Let's pay attention to that for a second. Go, Che. Oh, why would you? Look, Holmes shoots this wide. You can't shoot this wide. Oh, it was Washy. It was Washy that shot. You cannot at this point in this game be shooting pucks wide, guys. You're NHL players. Hit the net. 17:30 left in the third period. The Ducks did not create much on offense the first two periods. Let's be honest. Not looking great for them. I want to tell you this, guys. We are going to be back for the Western Conference Finals. And we know the Avalanche are in. We don't know quite yet, although we assume it's probably going to be Vegas. Unless there's this miracle comeback, which would be great too. That would be very exciting. What a giveaway. And that's over. Wow. The game's not over, but that was the worst. That horrible giveaway. Wow. That's Dorofeev, by the way. So you give the puck away to Dorofeev in your own zone. That's the way you start a third period, boys. This is very Leafy. What happens here? Carlson fires the puck up, and it just doesn't get past Barbashev. There's nobody there. Who's he going to? Like, so I guess he thinks it's going to hit harder. Did it go off the ref or something? Like, what happened there? David Williams makes a good point. It was 4-1. What a... Dorofeev's so sick. What a shot, man. He's crazy. And he's an RFA. Hayden was going through all the RFAs over the intermission. This is the year of the RFAs. There is a lot of time left. And again, as a Leaf fan, I have seen 4-1 leads disappear in shorter times than this. But here's the problem. That would be teams that dominated the Leafs, and the Leafs somehow had a lead on them. Anaheim is not dominating Vegas here. So unless they just snap two in the next 5-6 minutes, it's looking a little scary. Beer Can Howie says, yes, if the Knights win, free beer for everybody. So Hayden, as I was saying, Hayden was saying there's a ton of offer sheets available this offseason. I don't think anybody will do it. But if you're a division rival, let's say you've got Connor Bedard in your division. You've got Leo Carlson in your division. You've got, who else could we talk about? Who else is available? Hayden Dorofeev's in your division, right? Cutter Gauthier, Jason Robertson's an RFA still. Man, Jason Robertson seems too old to be an RFA. Zach Benson's an interesting one. Why wouldn't you just fire 4 first-round picks at Connor Bedard? And if Chicago matches it, which they would, great. But now you've just messed with Chicago. And now you're going, you know what? Suckers. But now here's the other thing. If you're offering somebody an RFA contract, they have to sign it. But these NHL general managers, they're not bold enough. Vegas would do that if they ever had any of their draft picks, which they never do because they don't need them. BL. Oh, Fantilli's of RFA too. They better keep Fantilli, because I bet Fantilli's like, well, is Werenski going to be around? And then Werenski's probably like, is Fantilli going to be around? It's nice that you got Charlie Coyle, but like, let's be serious here. Al Hong says, did y'all see Dubas soft pitching NMC players like Austin to come to Pittsburgh if they didn't like their situations in his postseason presser? I didn't see that. Can you send me that clip? That's very interesting. Number 12 said the SDP VIP episode just dropped. Yeah, it's midnight. It drops at midnight. So yeah, I'm not totally surprised the new SDP VIP. Hey, if you are a VIP and you got a subscription dropped to you after this game, you can listen to it, or you can wait till tomorrow morning if you wanted to sleep. Remember, if you're going to RFA somebody, like if you're going to offer sheet an RFA, you got to have your own picks. Somebody said you could actually offer sheet both Robertsons. You could. I wonder if Jason Robertson stays. Seneca, back. Oh, the Vegas Golden Knights just keep interrupting everything. Maple Leafs Believer says, I'm still not impressed with Mitch. Making waves in the pillow fight division. You should be a little impressed with Mitch. He's having a great series. Listen, we'll see what happens against Colorado, excuse me. And maybe Vegas gets swept and we all laugh. Vegas looks really good. This is not the same regular season Vegas team, I'm telling you. I'm telling you it's not. And Vegas fans, back me up on that one. Golden Knights fans, try to be as unbiased as possible. This is not the team you saw in the regular season. It's not. I know it's not. Hayden saying, how much money did Zach Benson make in the last 3 weeks? If I'm Zach Benson, I don't sign anything more than a three-year contract. By the way, you know who's crazy in the Buffalo series? Sorry to distract from this. Alex Tuck. We talk about how much money Benson has made. Alex Tuck's a UFA. How much money has Alex Tuck spent in these playoffs. His stat line is brutal. Alex Tuck. Let me pull this up for you so you can see what I'm talking about. He's got 7 points, but in his last 5 games, dating back to May 6th, 0 points, and he is a -8. 5 games. He hasn't had a point since the last game of the Boston series. So he had a really good first round, but versus Montreal, not a single point and a -8. And he's getting 20 minutes of ice time a night until tonight when he only had 17. And all the Vegas fans, by the way, coming in and saying, yeah, this is most definitely not the team that I watched all season. Regular Fly Guy says, yes, please do not wake Alex Tuck up. I guess you'd be a Canadiens fan. Vegas looked different when Karlsson's in the lineup. It's so true, man. William Karlsson, I always liked William Karlsson. I always had a ton of respect for William Karlsson. The difference he's made in this lineup's insane. It's crazy. By the way, it's officially Friday as of right now. Friday, May the 15th. We're halfway through the month, everybody. Congratulations. Mick Nick says, I think Thompson and Tuck are both a little hurt. It's probably true. Everybody is in this point in the playoffs, though. Thompson is a -10 in the series? Ooh, that is rough. Joe says, so is Fantilli possibly interested in getting out of Columbus? Like you said, Adam, the player has to sign it or it's not relevant. I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about that. The guy I'm interested in Columbus is Werenski. I think he's got a year or 2 left. He's made the playoffs like 1 time. He's going to win the Norris this year, maybe. At what point does he go, okay, guys, like, I think Columbus are in win now mode. They're going to spend like crazy this offseason. I mean, I guess they're going to have to with Fantilli anyway. They don't have a choice. Puck is dumped in by the Ducks. Still no offense being created. Vegas just playing an extremely sound defensive game. Tyler Waldner says, this is a great watch during my 17-hour shift. 17 hours, Tyler? Dude. Shout out to you. Regular Fly Guy says, I hope the Habs send an offer sheet Fantilli's way. Do the Habs have all their picks, though? Do they have all their first rounders? I'm going to check Puck PD on that. Montreal. Yes, they do. Wow. So Montreal's that good, and they've got their first and second and third round picks for the next 3 years. This is, oh my God. No wonder Canadiens fans are walking around like they're like big shit. Of course they are. They've got a first, second, third, all their own, and 2 fourths this year, and 2 sevenths. Hayden says the only pick that they don't have from now until 2029 is this year's 5th round pick. We're in so much freaking trouble. Oh my God. What are we going to do? Montreal's going to be good for a long time, guys. Listen, you know what they should do? Go get Adam Fantilli. Go get Connor Bedard. Offer sheet one of these guys. Like, why not? They should offer sheet. And Jeff Gorton is bold enough to do it. I love, by the way, have you guys seen our Jeff Gorton interview yet with Agent Provocateur with Alan? It's awesome. It's the most recent episode we did. Jeff is fun. What a mind. This guy's brilliant. I'm telling you. And he's such a nice guy too. You guys have got to check that podcast out, man. I'm telling you. Some of the interviews in there, I'm like, Jesus, it's crazy. Well, I think I hit a thing. SC says, I'm curious. Do you see Torts returning in October? Absolutely. Oh, shot on net, Seneca. They're saying the puck went in. I don't think it did. And there is going to be a penalty, though, but there was a Duck celebrating, maybe perhaps prematurely. Now, the Ducks do have a power play goal tonight as Hanifin goes to the box. It is notable, though, that the Ducks have also allowed a shorthanded goal tonight. So they're even. And that puck did not go in. But, man, that Duck player, whoever that was, thought it did. Joe says, Adam, did you hear that Barkov will play at the World Championships starting tomorrow for Finland? Good for him. Good for him. That's great to hear. He's got to get some game action in before next season. This is the thing. Montreal's great. Buffalo's great. Tampa's is still an elite regular season team, even if they can't. I mean, they had a really good series against Montreal, but they haven't been out of the first round in, 4 years? And then you've got Florida, who I think is going to be a very, 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 very good team next year. Where does that leave Toronto, Detroit, and Boston, and Ottawa? Ottawa's a good team. Detroit's a fringe playoff team. You're still not going to sell me on the Detroit Red Wings as they stand. Like, we'll see how their offseason goes. I don't know how Toronto gets back in, man. I think they got to be fighting for a playoff spot, but I think Toronto's got to be they got to be honest with themselves. This is going to be a 3-year process to get back to being a contender, if you can even do it. Hayden says, I don't think there's a team in the Atlantic that's actively tanking. And I think that's true, Hayden. I think you're absolutely right. Maybe that's a competitive window, though. Like, maybe if you're Detroit, can you sell a couple veterans, take a year off? I know you've got Sider and Sider and Raymond, all these guys that are entering their prime, but is there something there? Maybe not Detroit. Detroit's a bad example. I don't know. I don't know what you do. Mixed Heart Production says Toronto will be golfing. The new Drake album just dropped, too. Miniature Morpheus says, don't discount the Ducks offseason. We have a surprising amount of picks. I smell a decent trade. Oh, listen, I'm not going to be shocked. So they're going to re-sign John Carlson. They've got to re-sign Gauthier and Leo Carlson, excuse me. A guy like Olin Zellweger, right? What do you think? I don't know. I don't know what the Ducks need, to be honest with you. I feel like if they just left it, they're going to be fine. What kind of trade are they really realistically going to make? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, Hayden thinks, and I agree with you, Hayden. I don't think that they need to do anything. If I'm the Ducks, just bring this group back and mature a little bit more. There's a lot of young talent on this roster. Don't force it unless someone crazy becomes available. Eichel is on a 2-on-1 with Will Carlson. Carlson just misses it. Shot on Dostal, and that is blocked by Lacombe. 10:55 left to go. Remember, we are on a Ducks power play, but the Vegas Golden Knights are pressing in the Ducks zone. That's how good they are. Epic says Ducks trade Zellweger for EP40. I don't know why everybody seems to think that Elias Pettersson's going to get back to what he was. I'm not convinced. Whatever happened in Vancouver the last couple of years, I agree he needs to go to a market like Anaheim where the media pressure is significantly less. People underrate how intense Vancouver can be. It is its own bubble. The media there are very plugged in. The fans are very, very passionate, which is a good thing when you're winning. It's tough when you're losing. These are grown men, though. They should stop being babies. But I think, could EP40 be another line A? I don't know. I feel like a market in the States might suit him a bit better. I just don't know that, any team that's taking him, they're not giving anything up. I think Canucks fans might be pretty disappointed with what they get for him. Because, remember, he makes $11.5 million, and are you going to get 60 points out of him? Well, that kind of turns into a Jonathan Huberdeau contract, right? So, I don't know. Oh, here we go. We got some open for ice. And Carter Hart with a big save on Michael Granlund, who scored earlier. Evan says Vancouver could afford to retain quite a bit. They could. And you know what? In this scenario, it might make sense for Vancouver because you are rebuilding. If you can actually get some assets back, you don't really care about the cap for a little while because it's going up so much, it doesn't really matter. But Pettersson's deal goes on, I think, for 6 more years. So it still is a long time. And in that 6-year window, you still want to be good. So are you better to clear the cap completely and just give them away? Or is it better to retain, get a couple of assets back? They're not going to be great. They're not going to be great assets. I honestly believe that. But it's better to get something back, and then you go, well, we got $5 million sitting on our cap for the next 6 years. I don't know. 11.6 till 2032. Yeah, you don't retain on that deal. You can't. You got to be good before 2032. El Hong says, where do I send the link to the Dubas presser? info@sdpn.ca, my friend. Thank you very much. Trevor says they're also still paying OEL. I forgot about that. They are. Yeah. Who's the goalie the Islanders are still paying? Well, they got Sorokin and Varlamov, right? No, I don't think they're still paying DiPietro. I think that's over. But it was 15 years of that. Yeah, I do think that's over. I think the Kings are still paying Mike Richards till like 2032. The Leafs paid Tucker for a while, but not that long. And Bobby Bonilla is still getting paid every $1 million every year. He's going to get paid until 2030 or something, and he's already 50. Here's the thing. You got to be careful with retaining deals more than about 3 years. If you're trying to rebuild, you've got to sell to your fan base, hey, we're going to be good in the next 2.5, 3 years. You're going to start to like this. You can't be retaining deals for 6, 7 years. Like that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Offensive zone draw won by Granlund and then immediately called dead by the ref who incorrectly dropped the puck, and that's his job. Isn't that crazy? That's his job and he can't do it? That's so crazy. Zamboni driver says Abbotsford Canucks won the Calder Cup. Clear some space. Here's the thing. The Calder in the AHL, it's great to win it, but you can win it with a bunch of veterans. Like the Marlies might win it this year. They have a very, very good team. How many of those guys are AHL lifers? How many of those guys are vets? And how many of those guys are like rookies? Cowan's playing. Danford's going to play. I think Danford's playing tonight. I don't know how he looked, but I'd love to. I don't know who was watching the game, but I'd love to get a scouting report on him. Wamford, that's right. But, yeah, I don't know. Hexus says, stat for Vegas Western Conference appearances since inception. What is, Hayden, are they at 4 out of 9 years or something? This has got to be 4 out of 9. Right? Because they went to, did they not go to against, who did they go against in their history? They went 2017, which is the year they started. Oh, here we go. We got to break in. Oh, Grayling with a shot. Oh. A second goal here for the Ducks would make this very, very interesting. William Karlsson through center. And the puck is, oh, I thought I heard a whistle. I did not hear a whistle. Zellweger through center. You know what? Zellweger's come on. He's had a good last part of this series. It's too bad that the Ducks are just not in it tonight. So, yeah, Vegas will be, if they win tonight, it'll be 5 of 9, it looks like, according to Garfield. Oh, puck across, just rolled wide of Carter Hart. John Carlson. James Bruce said Marlies won and Ben Danford got the belt in his first AHL game. Well, good for him, man. Vegas looking like they are they are 8 minutes away from the Western Conference Final. Vegas Avalanche. What a Western Final. Probably the NHL's most perfect team in the Colorado Avalanche versus the Vegas Golden Knights, who've really just kind of come on, late first round, early second round. Really found their groove. They had a bit of a wonky year. Vegas had, this is funny, eh? Hayden just gave me a stat. Vegas had 3 less wins in the regular season than the Ducks, and they have home ice advantage and the Ducks do not. Isn't that funny? What a quirk of that schedule. Sedin Magic 15. If nothing else, this is a good learning experience for the Ducks. Absolutely. This is why I don't think the Ducks make a huge trade. To me, you draft more great players, bring them on. You're probably going to get a pick in the 20s. You can still get great players there. And just start stocking that cupboard up because you might need to trade some of those players for assets in the future. But I don't know, man. If I'm the Ducks, I just leave it alone. This is a good team. Bring them all back. Unless there's a crazy deal on offer where you're like, wow, there's a superstar available. Then you go and you do it. Pop says, why trade Elias Pettersson for nothing? Keep him. If he's bad, who cares? If you're rebuilding anyway, if he bounces back, you can trade him or keep him. I agree with that too. You don't have to trade him. It seems like he's miserable though, right? Like as Canucks fans, you guys know, he doesn't seem happy. Sometimes a player needs a change of scenery. Sometimes a team needs a change of player. Like, yes, we can say that stuff like, oh, well, just keep him. Asset-wise, it makes sense. But we got to remember there's a human element in this too. So the Ducks did trade their first-round pick for Karlsson. I know they traded a first-round pick, but was it their own? It was their first-round pick this year. They've got 3 seconds next year, though. Well, whatever. Evan says bad energy creates more bad energy. That is true. I believe that. I believe positive energy begets positive energy, and same with negative energy. You guys know, there's, we call them energy vampires. Oh, wow. Oh, and Vegas just scored their 5th goal. Yeah, this bad boy's over. I think, who was that? Was that Dorofeyev or was that Marner? It's Dorofeyev again. Sneaky little shot. It's over, guys. But we can hang out for 7 more minutes, can't we? You guys aren't going to leave, are you? Leave me here all by myself? Yeah, this is going to be it for the Ducks season, but, pretty damn successful season. I know this is the shittiest way to go out. You'd rather it go out in overtime and have your heart broken, not go out with a whimper like this. But yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. What should I do with all this time, Hayden? Okay, Hayden's telling me to go look at what the Flames have in their draft. Oh my God. All right. Check this out. So this year, the Flames have 2 first-round picks, one from Vegas and one from – so the Vegas one will be a late round, but Calgary also has the 6th overall pick. They have 4 seconds, one from New York, their own, one from Utah, and one from Ottawa. Then they have 2/3, their own and Vancouver's. I'm assuming – what's the Vancouver one? Is that the Zadorov trade? Has to be the Zadorov trade or the Lindholm trade because there was 2 trades that year. And then they've got 4, 5, and 6. Next year, they have their first pick plus a conditional first from Vegas again because that was what was that trade? That was Rasmus Anderson. It is top 10 protected. And then they also have Colorado's conditional second next year from the Kadri trade. And then the following year, they've got their own, and then they've got Colorado's first-round pick, probably from the Kadri trade, and then they got a Vegas second-round pick. Holy, good for Calgary. Good for Calgary. That's good. That's good pick value. Hopefully they hit on those picks. But that's a great way to build into your new arena. That's going to be a nice new arena, too. PD says, every time Vegas changes coach, they make the Western Conference final. That's true. Bruce Cassidy. Yeah. TJ says, so that Kadri pick is probably getting upgraded, right? I think so. I got to see what the conditions are on it. Let me see. So the Kadri pick. So the conditional pick is the Colorado Avalanche acquire Nazem Kadri, 20% retained, and a 2027 4th-round pick from the Flames for Victor Olofsson, Maximilian Curran, and a conditional 1st-round pick and a conditional 2nd-round pick. Why does it not show me the conditions? The condition is if Colorado's 2027 first, top 10 protected Nick Waugh trade goes to Toronto, then Calgary acquires the 2028 first-round pick. So very likely Colorado is going to be good next year. So very likely they won't have to worry about that top 10 protection, which means Toronto gets their pick next year. Calgary acquires the 2028 first-round pick, top 10 protected, and that slides to 2029. If the 2027 first-round pick is a top 10 pick and the 2028 first slides to Toronto, then Calgary will receive Colorado's 2029 first-round pick conditionally. So basically, that first-round pick's a ways away. You have to imagine that pick would very likely be somebody who's not going to play a lot of games until like 2030, 2031. That pick is like 14 years old right now. Isn't that crazy? Christian says, now we could start planning the Leafs' 60th Cupless party. Yes, we can. Sedin Magic 15. I was going to go to bed, but I'm going to stick it out with Gripper Nation for another 5 minutes. Yes, Sedin Magic 13. Let's go. This is the last TV timeout, by the way. And remember, I'm coming back for the Western Conference Final, and I hope you will too. It's going to be Vegas, Colorado. It's going to be next Wednesday. We're going to have a good time. I think the Carolina game starts is the previous date starts on the Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So let me see if I can find this in my. Somebody texted it to me. Yeah, I believe I do have the date. Let me see. I have the date somehow, some way. Hang on, I'm going to find it. Here it is. So here's the proposed. It looks like Tuesday, May 19th is going to be this. So next Tuesday is the start of Buffalo, Carolina, or Buffalo, Montreal, Carolina. Like, we don't know. And then, so Buffalo, Montreal, if it's decided in 6 games, which it could be because Montreal is now up 3-2. So if Montreal wins, the first game is going to be on May 19th. If Montreal loses and it goes to game 7, the first game is going to be on Thursday. So Carolina could be sitting on the sidelines from May 9th to May 21st. That's crazy. Either way, though, the Western Conference Final starts next Wednesday. Yeah. Oh, did I? It was just one more. Francois Lebel. How will the Ducks handle the Habs offer sheet for Leo Carlsson? You know, if you're Jeff Gordon, like, do you go get Leo Carlsson? Do you get Bedard? Do you offer sheet Celebrini? Who do you offer sheet? You got to offer sheet somebody. You got to. Trevor said the Canes are so good, I forgot they were still in the playoffs. I know. Undefeated. And I respect this. The Ducks have an empty net. God bless them. And they just gave it away in front of their own net. That was the dumbest play I've ever seen Jake Trouba make. You can just tell they're just not into it tonight. What's Trouba doing? He's got a passing lane. What's he doing? Oh, they're saying it's a high stick. Oh, so it's actually not a goal. Hilarious. That is a high stick. Hilarious. Man, Trouba got away with one there. That was a terrible play. And Carlson is so upset. They called back an empty netter. That's funny. Not going to lie, I like the Ducks, but I'm not going to feel bad for Trouba. Well, that's fair. He's hurt some fan bases, there's no question. Trouba's been very good in these playoffs, by the way. I know there's some Rangers fans going, thank God he's not on my team. He's actually been very effective. Seneca. Shot went right off a heart. Francois Lebel. But the Canes can't win the conference finals. It's in the rules. I think they might this year. Power Pat 221. Do you offer sheet Carlson or trade straight up for McTavish and probably give less? I mean, again, if you're the Ducks, like, McTavish can play center. He's a 3rd-round pick from 3 years ago. Or 3rd-round pick. He's the 3rd overall pick from 3 years ago. Why would you trade him? I know him and Quenneville have had their issues and stuff, but you're telling me you can't work this out? You can't make this work? I think you can make this work. I know everybody's like, well, he was scratched for a game, so they're definitely going to trade him. One guy I would keep an eye on is Ross Colton. Ross Colton, I think, is going to get traded because Nick Waugh and Kadri will be there next year, as will Jack Drury. I think Ross Colton could be a very good depth center. And, you know, the way things are, he probably just ends up back in Tampa. But that's a guy I'd love for the Leafs to get because he's a dog. I'd love for the Leafs to re-sign Scott Laughton, too. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think he probably likes LA very much. Hayden says, does LA name a captain next season? It's got to be Doughty, right? Doesn't it? Like, for at least a season? You got to make Drew Doughty captain 1 year. And then maybe after that, you turn it over to, like, I don't know, Kempe. Maybe you just make Kempe captain. But don't you feel like it's a little disrespectful to Drew Doughty? Is it ever Byfield's time? Byfield needs to break out, man. Listen, I have all the faith that he will, but Quentin Byfield is a guy that's never had more than 55 points. And that was 2 years ago. And he's been healthy. Quentin Byfield is not Drew Doughty, is not Adrian Kempe. Quentin Byfield needs to break out. He needs to show us he's a point-a-game guy. Glenn Fenn, 08. Welcome to STP VIP. Glenn, the VIP episode just dropped. You can listen to it right after this. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the Duck season. Yeah, like, I know everybody loves Byfield. Christian says, Matthews, I've seen this trade so many times. Matthews to LA for Byfield, Brant Clark, and a first. Matthews isn't getting traded. He's going to be a Leaf next year. And I think I think Quentin Byfield needs to show more. He does. Jay the Machine, Adam, would you take Alex Tuck for $12 million or Suzuki for $8 million? What kind of question is that? But Suzuki was an RFA when he signed his deal. Tuck's going to be a UFA. So Carter Hart has lost his blade. I think off of a puck went off his skate here. Yep, and there goes his blade. So now the game is just going to be delayed while he gets a blade on. Byfield tore both obliques this season. Ooh. Listen, it's unfair. But just like with Lafreniere, you're a high round pick. At a certain point, you got to show that you can. And yes, health matters too. Denise Campbell, we can hope for Scott coming back, Adam. Who's Scott? Oh, Scott Lawton? We can hope? Yeah, I hope. I don't think we can. I think he's going to stay in LA. I'd be surprised. Why is there a Ducks power play? So it's going to be 6-on-4. Why? Oh, he ripped his mask off, so they're giving the penalty. But his blade came off. Okay, well, whatever. Doesn't matter. True Knight says, would you take the 4th overall pick in this year's draft and a 2nd-round pick in next year's draft for Matthews? No. Absolutely not. No. I wouldn't even trade Nyes for that. He took the mask off to stop play for a new blade. Well, now hold on a sec. If there's a skate blade hanging around out there, they have to blow the play dead anyway. Isn't that kind of dangerous? I don't know how that works. I know with other pieces of equipment it's different, but like most of the time, if goalies have an issue with their equipment, they stop the play dead anyway. All right. 2:13 left to go. The Ducks are going to finish the season on the power play. Yeah, the linesman literally just fake dropped the puck. What are we doing? Drop the puck. Like look at Tommy Tryhard here, stripes. What are we doing? Hayden's like, it's 5-1. Hayden wants to go to bed. Hayden is very tired. It's been a lot this week. He lost his team last night, and the ref's like, no, we have to have a perfect face-off right now. Perfect face-off. Oh my God. Drop the puck. 74 has been brutal tonight. That linesman, brutal. He's just like Mr. by the book. It's dumb to punish someone for not being able to play their position. Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody care that this is a power play? Like, no one cares. Would you rather take a soccer ball, a football, or a puck to the face? Soccer ball. Football would be painful. Puck, brutal. Soccer ball. I remember I was playing soccer when I was a kid, and someone booted a ball Like there was this kid who was like really good at soccer in our school, and I was playing net, and my coordination, like I saw the ball coming, tried to get my hands up, and it just, as my hands closed together, the ball had whiffed past them, and it just slammed into my face, and I went like I was shot. And I got up, and I just felt like the blood running down my face. It was my hockey moment in soccer. I both nostrils bleeding. It was a good one. All right, here we go. 90 seconds left in the Duck season. The Vegas Golden Knights, for the 5th time in 9 years, are going to the Western Conference Final. Don't ever let them tell you that your team's trying hard enough. I can guarantee you your management group is not working as hard as the Vegas management group. They're not. Especially in Toronto. At least not yet. These guys, year in, year out, it's the same group, and they always get here. It's outrageous, the success of Vegas. I think that might be the most successful first 10 years of any franchise in the modern era. Like, who since expansion has had a more successful run? It's crazy. Honestly, yeah, Hayden, you're right. In any of the major four sports, name one team. Yes, they've only got one cup to show for it, but let's be honest here. Straight up. I know the Avalanche had that quick one, but remember, the Avalanche were already a team that had a ton of great draft picks and great players when they went to Colorado. This is an expansion club. This is crazy. Yeah, Vegas did go to the cup final in their first shot. That's right. Terry, shot. Oh, they're going to try to get one in on. Oh, man, this puck is staying out. James Bruce says, congrats to Mitch on his first conference final. True that. And you know what? He won them the game tonight. From minute one, Mitch Marner put a dagger in their heart. He did. And that shorthanded goal to Brett Howden looks like it's going to be the game winner. And that was set up by Mitch. People are saying, well, listen, Vegas had a loaded expansion draft. Sure, but they had to execute on that too. Remember that Columbus paid Vegas to take William Karlsson. Columbus paid them to take William Karlsson. Vegas this is a superior, you don't have a run of success like this without an incredible management group, and you just got to call it what it is. They're elite. And they've kept that group together. Nobody leaves. Nobody wants to go. Blue White Flame says, go Knights, go. Go Knights, go. And the Ducks, who put in a really great year, like, let's be honest, who had the Ducks in the second round going 6 games? They will be just fine. They will be back, and they will go further. And Jackson Lacombe shoots it for the last time this season. 1 second to go. They're just going to let the clock run out, right? And that's it. Vegas Golden Knights, Western Conference Finals, fired their head coach with 9 games to go. You want to talk about guts, cojones. You got to respect it. They are ice cold in Vegas. Ice cold. And they win. Quinville and Torts shaking hands. Wow. And there's Dom Ducharme out there again taunting me. Way to go, Vegas. Wow. Jump scare Dom Ducharme. Yep. And look at that. Marner getting them through, and you could see the heartbreak on the Ducks' faces as they shake hands. Wow. Listen, I want to say this to you guys. It was a pretty special second round because I decided at the last minute to do both series. And both series went 6 games. So it was, I think we did 12 games in 13 nights. I think we had 1 night off. And, the Wild lost in 5, Hayden. I'm sorry. So we did, so we did then 11 games in 12 nights then. And so I want to say thank you to Maddie. I want to say thank you to Robert, and I want to say thank you to Hayden for running these streams. Everybody's running on empty here at SDPN. We have a small staff. Everybody's super committed. We're very, very lucky, and everybody gives it. So it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of hours. And so without my amazing, amazing crew, this wouldn't have happened. And I've been threatening to do 2 playoff series in a row for a couple of years now, and we finally got to do it, and I think that was really cool. I'm sorry that this game didn't end up being the excitement that we hoped, but here's the deal. In 5 days' time, because it is May 15th where I am on the West Coast. It's still yesterday. It's still Thursday. So, the Ducks fans are giving their guys a cheer. That's nice. So, for the Western Conference Final, I will be back with Hayden on Wednesday next week. You guys have been phenomenal. Please do not forget, Steve Dangle will be back on Saturday and potentially on Monday as well for the conclusion of the Buffalo-Montreal series. You guys, some of you have been here every single night, dropping super chats, interacting, dropping memberships, everything that you do. We're a small business. This is not a big operation. And you guys being here and doing what you do, man, I hope you know we appreciate it. So on to the next round we move. Let's make it happen. I love you all. Let's let Hayden get to bed, and let's let you get to bed. Happy Friday. Congratulations, Golden Knights, and we will see you in the third round.